We live.
Hey,
We live. What's up?
What's up, y'all?
what's good,
What's
y'all?
up?
Hey, hey.
So this is embarrassing. I think this is episode 7, but I don't give a damn. What's up, guys? Like, I don't care. I don't care. How y'all doing?
I'm good. We good.
We all good, man.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
great.
this is RNVP, Real Nerd Variety Podcast, episode 7. I think
Hopefully 7.
hopefully 7, maybe 8, maybe 6. I don't know.
It's a number.
Yeah, it's just a number.
How many episodes you got? A lot.
But can we
Oh,
leave
man.
it?
Yo, we gotta go watch
See the
this
chat.
savage, my guy. It's just how it goes.
Leave the
Okay, I
chat.
see you caveman now. Okay, cool.
Caveman, this is how it goes. Anyways,
Yo, all right. So we're mostly gonna be talking about gaming in this one, mostly games. Like, I'm gonna start off with a question: what has everybody been playing? This year. Our first episode when it comes to gaming focus this year.
I beat Spider-Man finally. And
How
that
was
was fire.
See, yeah, okay. I still need to play that.
I still have to finish it. Shoot.
And then I'm playing Resident Evil 2, but I really wish it was Resident Evil 3, but Comcast said they're gonna make it, so I'm happy.
Hey,
But after that, 2019 looked kind of trash for games so far. I'm just going. I just gotta say,
Boy, that highly touted weekend that everybody was talking about, other than Metro Exodus, everything got slaughtered. Everything.
man, I really got Metro fan. That's
critically,
what I was.
yeah, everything critically and commercially got slaughtered.
oh no.
Yeah, like,
Well, was it last week that all that happened? Right, with 3 games coming out and stuff.
yeah, like,
Metro.
if y'all want to get into this right quick, I was gonna let y'all talk about what we've been playing. I've been playing Kingdom Hearts, I think, but Kumi been playing Kingdom Hearts, but that's
Kumi's
for
Kingdom
later in the
Hearts.
podcast.
Oh, we'll get into
Well,
that.
I've been playing that Mario Kart 8 on my Switch.
Oh yeah, that's been fun too, bro. I've also been playing Overcooked. Okay, so actually, I'll let y'all go. I'll get into it in a little bit.
And
Yeah,
I played the Game X Machina demo.
Yo, that thing is lit too.
I wish the mech play was a little bit better, but
Okay, I got you.
I mean, like they had like no weight to them. It's kind of weird, but
I
I heard that
mean,
game was trash. I heard that was trash though. Like, people didn't like the mechanics.
yeah, I'm saying like the mech kind of weird. 'Cause, like they have no weight to them, and it's like it's just yeah.
Oh,
it's
it
kinda
feels
weird.
like you're basically flying a piece of paper.
Yeah, basically like
Okay, all right.
It's like, oh no.
Yo, Derek, what have you been playing, bro?
besides Langrisser on my phone, primarily I've been playing. I went back and I'm a discount monkey, so I actually went ahead and got Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Xenoverse 2.
Ooh, Xenoverse.
And I've been playing, 2K, because 2K finessed me for a good month and it deleted my character, but now I got my player back. So
definitely trade that game in. I don't have 2K no more.
Wait, you traded it in?
Well, the thing about the 2K community, Kumi, is every time a new 2K comes out, a lot of us either go to the debut, the in-store debut, or we pre-order it, take Rage for about a solid month and a half, stop playing the game, and then like closer to either the end of winter or the summer, we play again in anticipation of the next game. Or in Duran's case, he just skipped the latter half of the process and turned it in because he's the same person. But yeah, 2K is the type of game, because they failed to change any of the major issues in the game, and they seemingly are able to bring back issues they fixed or to do new issues.
Nani?
It just makes
a vicious cycle, bro.
Basically, it's the reason why I stopped playing it. Like, legit. Like, it's the reason why I stopped buying it. I was like, they are not fixing shit.
And because NBA Live ain't getting no competition, so I don't need to fix nothing. Because as bad as 2K is, you go to play live, you're just like, nah, I'm playing 2K.
No, and the thing about 2K too is it's expensive to have fun. Like, I have the money to go buy VC, but I shouldn't want to buy VC. That makes any sense, you know what I mean?
Like, y'all do like my player, like no, I just do I want to call it association, but it's not association no more.
And even that is not. They acted like they made that interest. It's not that interesting.
It's not.
It's like because like the problem with you. So we gotta have our own conversation.
It's called My League now. My bad. Yeah, My League.
Yeah, but like,
Jerron, remember when we rebuilt the Cavs with some ski mash trade?
We finesse. That's the problem with 2K. You can finesse the trade system way too easily.
Well, they don't give any like.
It's no balance, bro. It's no balance. Like their AI systems on like controlling trades is too lenient towards the actual player. It's not real.
The AI system is very basic. It's like it rates players on a very basic scale, like overall, and then it takes like small factors of like youth and like potential, but there's really no context in the game. You know what I mean? Like that's the problem with a lot of sports games. It's like that if they can make a game that not only had a robust enemy GM CPU system where the enemy GMs had varying levels of competency, because you're gonna have bad GMs you can ski masters, right? But there are gonna be other GMs that might even be better than you. You know what I mean? Like you're either too good because you're a person and you can just finesse the CPU, or the CPU, or you really don't even have a chance to develop your players in the ways that you want them to. You don't feel like your players play any distinctly, unless you actually play the game. You don't feel like your team like has a distinct play style and identity. It's just like you literally are doing mix and matches with players and playing them against the CPU. It doesn't feel like you're making a team.
Yeah.
That's why 2K, at least for the My League, isn't interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, like I would probably say the two best sports games you can buy is MLB The Show and FIFA.
Yeah, I'm getting MLB The Show. And FIFA,
MLB The Show is always good.
Great.
Those Sony exclusives, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. That's probably the best realistic sports sim ever created. Like, if we just gonna be honest, like it's better than any sports sim I could think of. I think it's easier to basically develop a baseball game and develop a soccer game than it is to develop a basketball or a football game. But
I feel like with MLB too, it's the aspect of the fact that, especially with like the career mode, I feel I'm more invested in playing MLB. I don't know if it's because with the career mode, the intervals in which you play each game are a lot shorter.
Yeah.
But I actually feel like, that whole rise and grind from like going and being like an undrafted prospect to like actually becoming a major leaguer, I feel invested. Like,
it's rewarding and challenging, Derek, and it punishes you.
Yeah.
You feel like you're winning.
Yeah, like when I have a pitcher, right, and like I'm a straight like flamethrower. Like if I don't throw 100 miles on every one of my fastballs, on every one of my four seamers, I feel like I'm messing up. But I have it set to that sliding difficulty where if I'm pitching too well, it'll go up. And I have games where I legitimately get my brains beat in, but I want to go back and like play better the next game. In like 2K, when you lose a game, your stat line something like in my player, mind you, your stat line something like 50 points. You're like LeBron in game one of the finals. If you have like 50-point triple doubles and you still lose the game. And MLB, when you lose a game, especially as a pitcher, it's on you. You know what I mean? Like if you don't have a good hitting game, there are things you could do to make it better. And I feel like that's something that at least 2K, especially in the career mode, they're lacking in that.
Oh,
the 2K career mode is all about how good you can be instead of how good the team can be.
Mm-hmm.
Because like you said, like since 2K like 13, like you drop 60, 70 points a game and you can still lose. It's like it doesn't even matter what your team does. All that matters is, can I drop this 70 points and get these 20 rebounds with these 15 assists or not? And it's stupid because basketball not even played like that.
Yeah, well, we gotta have a 2K podcast, like a video game, sports video game podcast. On it could be its own topic. We need to get back to these games because we got some games to talk about.
No, but it's a great segue into. Would you say Jerron and Derek and Bakumi that some of these game developers are lazy and not putting enough effort into the game?
Oh,
yeah, of course.
Okay.
I don't know. Okay, so I don't know if we can say it's lazy anymore. I feel like at least with Kingdom Hearts, they had years.
Boy,
we're not gonna get into that.
Yeah.
But these other developers, I feel like their boards are pushing for such quick turnaround times, and they're looking for such a big return on investment with the advertising budget that they give and the whole, whatever money they give to use certain engines to make the game, that these developers don't really have the artistic liberty to make new quality. I feel like it takes us the right type of studio almost, you know what I mean, to allow stuff like that to happen.
Yeah. Well, Derek, my counterpoint to that, where I'm trying to go is to like the first topic, which is games as a service, which, I think Jerron, and that's why I'm glad Jerron and Bakumi are here, because those are guys who play those type of games.
Mm-hmm.
I think the number one thing those games are trying to do, they do, which is for you and your friends to have fun doing really ignorant shit in that game.
Yeah.
Right. Having fun, basically. Because at the end of the day, you're supposed to have fun with games. That's like literally supposed to entertain you and have fun.
Yeah.
My problem is that it's not y'all's fault. Like, so take the gamers out of the equation. My problem is with why Anthem is getting killed. Anthem, EA basically puts out a buggy game a week before it's supposed to come out. They know it's buggy, but they want to monetize the game before the game's even supposed to release. So they're going to release a unfinished buggy game. These game critic companies and these gaming companies and these game media companies are going to critique a buggy game. You can't get mad at that. Then fans are going to get it and like complain about the load times and the lack of content and the bugginess of it all. And then they're going to rate the game like that. My problem is you charge $60 for a premium experience in which you are going to roll out content slowly but surely. Like, as a gamer, in my opinion, when you buy a game, if you buy a $60 game, you're supposed to get your return on investment of that $60 within the first week or two of you buying that game. It's not supposed to be 3 months out. It's not supposed to be 6 months out. It's not supposed to be 9 months out. It's not supposed to be 10 months out. It's kind of like Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves was trashed when it first came out. Now, 10 months later, it's a decent game.
It's celebrated right now.
It's like celebrated because content came out for it. And it's like, are these developers being lazy? No. I want to say no. Or is games as a service a way to manipulate the market to saturate it with games that you know are not done? Everybody's going to do it, so you don't get called out on your bullshit, and everybody has to accept it. Like, when are we going to hit a point or a saturation point when that? I see. My thing was, I think Anthem is getting trashed because Sea of Thieves got trashed, because Crackdown 3 got trashed. They are empty, boring, repetitive games that do nothing new, that were charged at $60, that rely on patch after patch, content updates after content updates for you to stay involved, when I don't think that's a $60 game. Like, if you would have charged $30 for Crackdown 3, okay. If you would have charged $30 for Sea of Thieves, all right. Don't get this confused with free-to-play games like Fortnite and PUBG and all that. They're completely different. You don't have to pay any money up front. Your return on investment is like a 100% when you first play the game. You either like it or you don't. I just want to get y'all's opinion on that, because that's what I'm saying in the group chat. Like, there are games that can be objectively bad and have no content, and you still have fun. I just want to know, is that a problem with y'all? And do y'all worry about the majority of multiplayer games going that way? So I'm done, really. That's my problem.
I'm gonna say my answer for the end. I'm gonna let Bakumi and Jerron go.
That's who I really want to hear from, because I like multiplayer, certain multiplayer games, but for the majority of part, I kind of avoid them because of the point. So I want to hear what y'all have to say.
My issue is, I do have an issue with it, and it's not because it's the game as a service model. It's because everybody wants to be a game as a service now, and I'm like, that's cool. That was cool when it was like 3 games like that, but now there's like what 5, 6, couple years, it's gonna be like what 10, 11.
Yeah. I mean,
and I ain't trying to pay $10 for skins on 10 different games. like I'm not doing that. I barely do that now. But I don't know. See, Anthem. Okay, so Anthem is weird because PC dudes who got it early have all these bugs, and they said that the patch really hasn't fixed any problems. But Wolf and Luis got Anthem.
I just picked it up like 2 hours ago.
They don't have all the problems that they're hearing about. They don't have in terms of.
I saw that in the group chat.
In terms of the technical issues like load time, glitches.
It seems like the issue ranges from different platforms, which is kind of worrying in on itself.
Now, Luis said in terms of the story, he can understand because one, that's a subjective topic anyway. Because you like the story, you don't.
Right.
2, they are making new content for it, and I'm assuming that they're gonna release it sooner rather than later. If the story is as empty and repetitive as people are saying it is, my thought would be that BioWare would come out within the next 3 weeks and drop more game, I guess, as you want to call it. So I don't know, because the thing is because Destiny, they didn't play Destiny 1 long enough to actually critique it because I didn't have any friends on Destiny, so I dropped it quickly. But Destiny 2, I can talk about Destiny 2. Destiny 2 had enough material when it dropped to hold you. It seems longer, at least longer than Anthem. Like I heard today on Twitter, like dude said Anthem makes Destiny 1 look like a finished game when it first came out. I'm like, that's tragic.
Ooh, that's not good. That's not good at all.
But somebody actually say that, that's weird. Like, is it really that empty? I don't know. I don't have Anthem yet, so I can't speak on it. We got friends that have it. They say they're enjoying the game right now, but
have y'all played Apex Legends? Has anybody played Apex?
I played it a little bit. But
how was that? Because my theory about that game is the only reason that game is succeeding is because it was a surprise release.
And it's free.
It's free to play. Okay, so like I was originally saying, those are different beasts, right? I have no problem with those. It's mostly Anthem and Crackdown. Like you gotta like update the game over time. And Sea of Thieves, like you gotta update the game.
Yeah, Crackdown actually. I thought Crackdown was. I think that was it. I don't think it was actually a game as a service. I thought Crackdown just is what it is.
No, you're right. But what I'm saying is that game is reliant on how can I say
nostalgia of when people played the first 2 Crackdowns,
like Kingdom Hearts 3, yeah.
Terry Crews being like
Crackdown's a lie. The reason why Crackdown got trashed is because it's a lie.
That's what I was trying to say, John. It's a lie. I kind of like say as a game as a service because I think games as a service kind of lies to people. They market it's kind of like what's going to happen with Division 2. I think the same thing's going to happen with Division 2. I think critically Division 2 will be better than all of those games that came out, but it's still going to be kind of hollow, as vast as an ocean, but as deep as a kiddie pool. That's basically how it's going to be, right? It and what I mean, like Crackdown 3 is the same. It's like you promised all of these cloud power, all of these modes, this great story, and once you look up the stats of Crackdown 3, and I had a chance to actually play it because my little cousin, who's a 17-year-old high schooler, right? And he has an Xbox and he has Games Pass. And I went over to his place after I picked him up from school one of these days. I went over there and I played it for 2 hours and I was shocked about how terrible it was.
Yikes. You play multiplayer, you play the story mode?
We play both. I play both. I usually get most of my gaming news from him because he's locked into all the gaming. He has all the consoles. He has a Nintendo Switch. He has an Xbox One X. He has a PlayStation 4 Pro. He has every game. He's a gamer. That's what he does. Y'all have met him before. He's the one talking. Yes, that's key. Yes, the one that's talking crap. Yeah, he's a gamer. I turned him into that. I'm the one who turned him on to gaming. So he ran with it, and I went over to his place, John, and I played it for 3 hours, and I was like shocked at how bad it was. And let me tell you something, fam. Crackdown 3 campaign is 15 hours long. Horizon Zero Dawn's DLC is longer.
Oh, you can beat Crackdown's campaign before 15 hours.
Yeah.
That's if you're taking your time.
That's if you're taking your time, Bakumi. This is not if you're like pushing it. Okay, that's a campaign for a $60 game.
Okay. Yeah, I'm about to segment a lot to Kingdom Hearts. Continue.
But it's on Game Pass, Jake.
Okay, no, we're gonna get it. No. This is a slow burn. This is a slow burn like Nas said.
No.
To make your chest burn. This is like Nas.
For real though. Crackdown 3, the problem with Crackdown 3 is that even like the fact that we had to wait 5 years for this game.
6.
5, 6. It doesn't matter.
6 years development or 6. No, it matters, John. 365 days matter. When it comes to this game.
And 2,
yes, it does. But Kumi, I already know where your mind's going, fam.
You guys just give me more fuel. Just please continue. I'm just listening, man.
Look, and 2. So the way, because I haven't played this game because I don't have an Xbox, and Wolf has an Xbox in the living room, but he refuses to download Crackdown 3.
Oh, he's a smart man. He has principle.
Anyway, so I want to play the game. I want to try it myself. So hopefully I can convince him to download it one day. Anyway, because he has Game Pass too.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
All I know, if I heard, is that the campaign has the city that was advertised with no destruction. And then the multiplayer has a destruction, but the city is literally a shell of what it is in the campaign.
Oh God, you guys are getting too material. Okay, yeah.
But when Microsoft showed this off in 2015, they showed a complex city being able to be destroyed. But what people got was the complex city that can't be destroyed in the campaign, and then the simple city that can be destroyed in the multiplayer. And not only did that happen, you can't even invite your friends to play with you in the multiplayer. Like, what is like? We pulling Nintendos out here now? Xbox?
Oh no!
Usually you only hear Nintendo talk about you can't invite somebody to play with you, but no, now Xbox doing it too.
I guess that's why they're joining each other. Oh yeah.
And we've been waiting 5 years, 6 years, but 6, 5, whatever, for this game. And the sad part is the campaign is better than the multiplayer, but the campaign was the add-on to the game. They tech.
Oh no!
Yes,
the single player into Crackdown. They've been working 5 years on the multiplayer.
John, think about this. If I'm not mistaken, there's about, I might be wrong, so people listening to this, don't flame me. We got about 9 weapons, 2 special abilities, 3 maps. And that's it. That's the whole in 2 modes. That's the whole multiplayer. In 2019. and people want to get on goddamn social fucking media and gaslight the game. Oh, well, it's fun for me, so it's like a 9. No, dumb fuck. Bad shit can be good. Have y'all ever heard of the novel idea of bad movies being funny?
Yeah.
I mean, like, yo, you don't have to lie to yourself. Don't do this. Don't jump out that window. Don't pull a Big Sean. Don't do that.
Well,
No. It's fine. It's a bad game, but you have fun.
And then I heard the campaign doesn't really have a story.
Somebody
described it as, Makuma, you play Spider-Man. You know all the side quests in Spider-Man they have to do?
Yeah.
They said that's basically the whole campaign is literally take out the story missions in Spider-Man and do all the side quests. That's basically Crackdown 3's campaign.
I mean, in theory, that sounds okay, but no.
Yeah, not for a 2019 game, bro. Not for a game that you said was going to sit next to Halo, Forza, and Gears.
Yeah.
Like, no.
$60.
Not for $60. Like, that's what I'm saying. I think if that game would have been $30, yeah. If that, like, okay, like, Jerron, think about this. If they just did not put that game on retail and just put it on Games Pass, okay, I see it.
No, still no.
Well, no. I agree with you. But I can see where people are coming from. But the fact that they are charging it for $60, like if you go on the Crackdown 3 website, they don't even have a buy button. They have a button for you to go to Game Pass.
Yikes.
Yeah, because they want you to, they're trying to condition you to, oh, it's a Game Pass game.
Yeah.
Like certain podcasts I listen to, I didn't want to agree with them, but I agree with them now. Xbox has diminished their value by having Game Pass because Xbox now it don't matter how bad the game is, you just like, oh, it's a Game Pass game. It's only $10 a month. It's fine.
Yikes.
That's what everybody said. That's literally the debate on Twitter. Like, oh, it's a Game Pass game. Only pay $10 for it, or only pay $2 of it because I guess Xbox has this special going on where you get Game Pass for $2 for 3 months, something like that. So like everyone's like, oh, yeah, I only pay $2 for it, so it's fine. Like that's cool, but you've been saying that for what, 4 games now?
Oof.
Like that's not good. Your only critically acclaimed game is Forza.
Yeah,
the past 2-3 years. Nah, like we can't be doing that. Not especially not Microsoft, but Sony and Nintendo have been releasing these bangers. Like, what are y'all doing? Like even Nintendo was dead with the Wii U, and they resurrected themselves, and you still haven't fixed yourself. In what? In the past 3 years, what's the last critically acclaimed game that came? Well, besides Forza, what was it? What, Gears 4? Is that the last critically acclaimed game on Xbox?
No, the Xbox never had one.
Damn.
Critically acclaimed?
No.
I want people like Gears 4.
No, Jerron, no, God, no.
That bad. Oh,
okay.
Dang. Yikes.
It was okay.
So
I mean, like
their last critically acclaimed game, Halo 5?
Jerron, literally their highest rated game the last 6 years, if I'm not mistaken, is
Horizon.
Is Forza, a racing game.
What did Halo 5 get? Is that their last big
Halo 5? I can look it up.
exclusive?
I can look it up. I'm gonna look it up.
That was like the first major Halo installment, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm gonna look it up.
That was 313, right? I'm pretty sure that got a mixed bag as well.
Then what was the last big Halo? What's the last big Xbox game?
What?
Same thing, Halo.
Wow.
Yeah, probably.
Wow.
When was it?
Yo, so it got a Metacritic score of 84 and the user score was 6.4.
Yikes.
I really don't care about user score, but I got 84.
Yeah, an 84.
I mean, 84 is not a bad game. So
that's not a bad game. It's a decent game, but John, that is low. That is so low for a Halo game.
What did Gears 4 get? Can you look that up?
Gears 4 is lower than that. Gears 4 has to be lower than that. I think Gears 4 was a high 70.
I thought it was the 80s. It was in the 80s. I think Gears 4 is in the 80s.
I'm going to agree with you off principle, but I think it's wrong.
Let me look it up.
No, same score. With the higher user score. Damn, they fumbled.
I thought people really like Gears 4.
Okay, but Javon, look at Gears 4, right? And then I guarantee
they're really forgettable games.
Horizon Zero Dawn, Uncharted.
I'm not comparing them to. I'm not trying to like compare them against Sony. I'm just saying like
last major game. I thought you were like talking like a game that was critically reviewed. They don't have one. Is my point. They didn't have.
I was just talking like a big game
this generation. They had a whole bunch of singles and doubles, maybe a triple. They'd had no home runs this generation, and it's okay to say it. It's all right. Microsoft did not have.
But okay, even with that, Gears 4 is the last 80 rated game on the Xbox. 80 or higher is the last one on the Xbox since October 11th, 2016.
Yikes.
It's 2019, y'all. Like that's not what are we doing? What are we doing? And like people are saying like Crackdown 3 is like the last of the terrible Xbox games, but I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure about that. Oh, when did Ori and the Blind Forest come out? Because that might be actually their last good game.
That is some bullshit, bro. And the fact to think I was a fan, bro.
Ori. Okay, Ori got 88.
I'm still a fan. I'm still a fan. It's just that is some shocking. Like I don't know if any other like I don't want to say this, but I am.
Go ahead.
Imagine if Xbox parent company wasn't Microsoft, where they would be right now.
Oh, they would have dropped them. But honestly, if Microsoft wasn't in charge of Xbox, I don't know if they survived the Red Ring of Death. So it's not really
I think people don't understand how much money the whole conglomerate that Microsoft is makes. Like they're Skynet. Like no, like dead, like Bakumi dead ass. They got some of the best web services you can buy. They have some of the best computer hardware you can buy, and then they have the most proliferated operating system on the planet. They are everything you would want for a consumer electronics brand. They're just getting their teeth kicked in with gaming, unfortunately. That's it. But I mean, as a whole, do we just think that games as a service is a lie? Just a fib, at least?
I haven't heard what Bakumi said. I want to go last, so I want him to go.
Yeah, go ahead, Bakumi.
Okay, so for my issue right now, so going off from like Spider-Man and such, like I see what it seems like more games are kind of going towards that. Hey, we release like an unreleased game or unfinished game, and then we'll just give you more stuff over the course of like a year or a few months. You may have to pay for it or not. I'm not liking that, but honestly, that's how companies are trying to maximize their profit and go from there. So honestly, I'm kind of concerned for what the future holds and how gaming is going to progress, because at this point, it seems like it's becoming more of a money grab than I mean, that's what it pretty much is for the companies. So I'm concerned for the future, to be honest.
I see what you're saying. You basically want companies that can balance having the creative vision and the art in mind with the wallets.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, I agree. Well, like honestly,
those days died, y'all. It's all about the money now.
Who?
I said those days where we had great artistic vision in games. They're kind of dead now. So
well, Jerron, I would say there's only one company, well, two companies doing that right now.
Sony, Nintendo.
They well, Jerron, you got to realize like they different, bro. Like their lifeblood depends on artistic creation. Like it's not money. It's like for PlayStation to exist, them games better slap. That's as simple as that.
Let me rephrase what I meant.
The games got to slap.
Let me rephrase what I meant, because I wasn't really talking about first party developers. I was talking about third party
Oh
developers.
yeah. Okay, then yes.
They're all okay. You gotta think about
Absolutely.
PS2 era. Like, okay, I was watching the video and it made sense. What happened is that gaming got big enough where
To
people
monetize.
could start making like big profits on video games.
Yeah.
And what happens is that the people in charge of these video game companies, EA, Activision, so and so, the gamers that were head of these companies got switched out for business people.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. It's a
And
business.
what happened is
Yes.
back in the day in the PS2,
Back in the day,
Xbox
executives
era,
were artists. Yeah.
what happened was get the old heads were gamers, so they took more risks. They were because like the whole EA Big project, all those games that they made under EA Big were risks because they was changing the way people saw sports. But it worked. It was a good risk. It like the risk works. People love those games. And you see EA Big die. Why did it die? Because EA switched their board of directors and they were focused on making money now instead of artistic vision. Because as great as EA Big was, it wasn't the biggest money maker. Because besides NBA Street and NFL Street and SX Tricky, there are other games under EA Big was not as profitable because they had a niche market. So what happened was when the board got switched, they started like take all that other risks and gimmicks out. And we're just going to focus on NBA Street and NFL Street because they make us the most money.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is he put up the release date for NFL Street 1 and NFL Street 2. Why are they releasing the same year? How you release 1 and 2 in the same year? That mess is crazy. And I think in terms of all these third-party developers, because a lot of them are under EA and Activision and Ubisoft, the people just care about making money. That's why you can have a game sell 1 billion copies like Call of Duty, and they be like, "Oh, it's a failure." You're like, "How did it fail?" And because they're looking at like, "Oh, we didn't make enough money off it," but in the terms of as a gamer, they made plenty of money, and it's a success. So
yeah,
that's what happened. That was, but first party is different, but in third party terms, they all care about the money. That's why all these games are becoming games as a service because
the money.
What
Yeah.
games as a service does is it provides a steady revenue stream because all you have to do is make a new skin, which does not cost that much, and you can make $10, $20 off it, and you just keep making new skins and keep making new money.
And just make it look shiny every now and then. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Fortnite actually, as great as what they did was for Epic, it kind of a curse because people see how great Fortnite is, and how much money they can bring, and they want a piece of that. And it's going to affect our games for the next couple of years.
Yes,
everybody is going to want to try to get like Fortnite, but you can't because Fortnite is a different playing field because one is free to play, so there is no startup price to get on it. And it was just Fortnite's a charming game, and it's the reason why people wanted to buy skins in the Battle Pass because there's a certain charm that Fortnite brings that's based on the way the game looks, the colorfulness, the way it changes every couple of months. Like I don't see games like Apex, games like Anthem, and any other game that try to copy that model. I don't see how you can reach that Fortnite appeal because Fortnite is a different type of game.
I think Fortnite's going to die out a little bit too, to be honest.
No, it won't. Like
No,
John,
like
the difference between Fortnite and everything else is that Fortnite within a year and a half transcended its medium and became ingrained in pop culture. That's why it will never die out. Like, people don't even attribute the dances to the actual origins of the dances. They attribute it to Fortnite. Like, Ninja is famous in making $1 million a month off of this stuff because of Fortnite. Like, they have hit a special medium where you want your IP to be, where it's making money and it's too big to fail. Like, I think Fortnite will be a thing that's going to be around well into next gen. It's just going to see who can, I'm not going to say eat into their market share, but who can like be next to them. Because PUBG ain't it. Apex Legends might be it. I wouldn't say they're slowing down and dying. They are still making so much money. It's still being played on Twitch in the top 10.
It's number one.
I'm trying to search it right now just to see. I feel like the daily user count might have dropped, but overall, it's still
Yeah,
very
bro, it's still, but Kumi, think about this. They come out, like, think about this. Think about this. You can't tell me Epic is not gearing up for a big, like, update of the game for next gen to make it prettier, to make it run better, to increase the pool size, to increase the size of the maps, to put more guns in it. Like, this
they're always like, for that, man. No, without a doubt, they're doing good with the game. Like, 100%.
Yeah. Derek, what do you have to say?
Okay, so where do I begin? I'm gonna get to Fortnite because I actually think that game, as though even though it's ingrained deeply in pop culture, it does have a few issues it needs to address severely. It's a charming game. Kids love it. My little brothers, who are turning 12 next week, like, can't stop playing the game. But with games like that, they have to walk that tightrope of appealing to kids while also trying to retain some of their player base. Because it's going to come the day where it's going to be that game that your older brother played, and it's old. You know what I mean? That's number one. Like, it can stay cute, but it has to be able to retain or at least appeal to those kids as they get older. You know, because those kids are going to want to stop doing those goofy dances. They're not really going to care about building as much. They're going to want more from their games. And if they continue to fall into the trap of trying to appeal to those kids, the next generation of kids won't think it's cool because their older brothers and sisters won't think it's cool. You know what I mean? That's number one. Number two, the competitive scene for Fortnite is an absolute joke. There's no real leaderboard as far as I know in Fortnite. There's no real ranked system. You just gotta play with randoms. So there's no real way to determine how good you are unless you go to the tournaments that are randomly hosted. You have no time in advance, and even if you didn't know when and where they're going to be held, you don't know which patch of the game the tournament you're playing on is actually going to be held at. So those conditions make it very unconducive for you to practice. It makes it very hard for you to be a pro. And part of any game, especially a game like Fortnite that has that mass appeal, a huge part of that is for people to show off their skills, for people to be recognized, for people to express their skills and be recognized as being great. Because not everyone can build. Everyone can shoot. Everyone can do everything. But who's the best at it? You don't know. And because there's no ranked, there's no real – you can see how many games you've played. You can see your overall score compared to your friends. Mm-hmm. But you can't see how you are against everyone else. And for a game that's multi-platform, it's kind of disappointing because it would actually invite a lot of people who take the game seriously to see, am I the best on Xbox? Am I the best on Xbox and PlayStation? No, you can't see that. And you really, for people who want to make that a career outside of just streaming and making content for it, who actually want to play the game to be good, to maybe go to tournaments and be a professional, like a Call of Duty player or League of Legends player, the competitive scene is really bad. That's going to turn a lot of kids off. So they have to fix that. Otherwise, they have the ability to stick on to a lot of pop culture stuff. Like when you can literally partner with the NFL, I'm sure when this Avengers movie comes out, they're going to have Captain Marvel skins. They're going to have that. That all that's coming back, and when in the NBA Finals, I'm almost positive they're gonna have one of the NBA Finals teams' jerseys. Whichever team's playing in the finals, I'm pretty sure the jerseys are gonna be skins. Just like the Patriots and the Rams skins were available for purchase. So I have no doubt that the game will be able to continue to be relevant in terms of pop culture. But pop culture isn't what carries games. Gaming and a community is what carries a game. And if you can't foster to your community, especially in the competitive aspects, you're gonna lose your player base. Like, it's hard to maintain a player base even when your game is well maintained and balanced and it has a good ecosystem. Never mind, like, if it doesn't. I mean, the only difference between Fortnite and Overwatch, realistically to me, is that Fortnite had that pop culture appeal because Overwatch, if you don't remember, had that hype. Overwatch was played by a bunch of people, especially a lot of people who came from League of Legends.
It still is. It still is.
It's still hype.
Yeah.
It's not Fortnite. Overwatch isn't near. I feel like it's lost a lot of its luster. Number one, from what I hear, the player base is actually pretty toxic, and that's something they have yet to address. And number two, it's just not. I don't. To me, as an outside observer, I have to remember that Overwatch is there. You know what I mean? It's not up there with.
The area of entry
in
is
your brain
different.
Yeah.
Because Overwatch, Overwatch you got to pay for it. Fortnite is free. Mm-hmm. 2, Fortnite is a way easier game than Overwatch. That's why Fortnite could outdo Overwatch, because you can have a 6-year-old play Fortnite and he can get it in like 2 games. I don't know that can happen in Overwatch.
Yeah, Overwatch is more intensively a shooter. And not
only is it is more complex, it's a team-based thing. So you gotta have team chemistry, and it's a harder shooter. With Fortnite, I don't gotta play with anybody's team. I can just play solo if I want to. Shoot, most of the people on YouTube that are like the best at Fortnite play solo all the time. Like,
yeah, or with one other person.
They jump into randoms and just carry the whole team.
How do you know they're the best, Ron? Are they the best or are they the most popular?
No, Derek. These dudes are illegal at games.
Yeah, no, Ninja, Daquan, the whole TSM house, they're good. They're like too.
My thing is, without a ranked ladder, without a way for you to be number 1, number 2, number 3, the only way I know that you're good is because I see you. There could easily be somebody that I don't know who I type in good Fortnite players, and because they rank so low on the YouTube algorithm, I'm not going to be willing to dig into their page. And if they're terrible marketers, if they're terrible at video editing, but they're just really good at that video game, and they don't have the ability to go to these tournaments, I can't find out about them. At least in other games like League of Legends.
Derek, that's not Fortnite's fault.
It is Fortnite's fault. That's
not. That's like a YouTube problem.
No. Stop.
That sounds like a personal problem and a YouTube problem. Fortnite is the vehicle to get you famous, right? If Fortnite is the vehicle to get you famous, and then the YouTube page and your editing skills make you pop, right? Mm-hmm. That's a you thing and a YouTube thing. YouTube creators are complaining about YouTube algorithms, right? That's not Fortnite's problem.
But my thing is, they could do. It's just because something isn't necessarily your problem doesn't mean you can't do something that helps.
What is Epic Games going to do to YouTube? But seriously, what is Epic Games going to do to YouTube?
Well, I'm not saying what Epic Games can do to YouTube. I'm saying Epic Games, if you have a ranked ladder that somebody can go and say,
so you want them just to like rank players. Mm-hmm. Is that what you want?
Yeah, that's how a good like multiplayer like MMO would usually go for the most part. That's not what they're trying to go for.
Yeah, and that's what I was trying to say. My whole point was, if you continue to allow people to put hours into a game and really have nothing but skins to show for it, eventually people are going to walk away. And maybe
your rank is basically your number of wins.
Yeah. pretty much.
That's basically that's how
pretty
you
much.
rank.
Yeah, your kills and your wins are, and your kill to death ratio, your kills and your wins are literally your ranking.
That's your ranking.
So
I won 1,000 games at Fortnite. Well, I won 2,000. Okay, at that point, I'm better than you. That's how Fortnite works.
Really true. You could be a better player one season and just not play as many games. You see my point? You can play a lot of games.
That's true.
At that
point, that's still a you problem because not my fault you didn't play.
So, Derek, what you want them to do is basically have a ranking system that ranks every last single Fortnite player who plays every last single game as a professional.
They need a ranked. No, they need a ranked mode more of a permanent one.
And there are leaderboards on Fortnite. If you hop on Fortnite, you can go and see the leaderboards in your region.
Like I'm trying to figure out. I'm just trying to figure out what do you want them to do?
My overall point, because I'm speaking because I follow a guy who took Fortnite very seriously, like super seriously. Like he literally gave up. He was a streamer and he gave up playing another game that was very lucrative for him. He was able to coach people to an extent. No, he was able to have people pay him to coach them by basically just watching them play, because he had gained literally a level of respect because he reached a certain rank and he knew what he was talking about. He knew the game. He knew what he was doing. And he ditched that game to play Fortnite. Now, I'm not saying it's Fortnite's fault that he ditched that game, got good at Fortnite, but really never had anything to show for it. But what I am saying is that they could be doing better. And like I feel like you guys are defending Fortnite, but I'm saying I don't see a good reason why they couldn't just implement a rank mode. Like you guys are saying, well, it's not Fortnite's fault you're not famous. I'm not saying it is or isn't. What I'm saying is, for any game where you spend time, you spend an abundance of time, right? There should be a way for you to display openly and clearly without the, well, I have 1,000 wins, you have 2,000 wins, I guess you're better than me, right? Or there should be like an objective. There should be objective measurements to show your skill as a player, so that you know, okay, I'm getting better, or that you know, hey, I'm better than this guy. Like
a level system.
No, well, what he's saying is literally.
Is there a system like that in FIFA?
No.
Is there a leaderboard?
Because there's leaderboards in FIFA, but I can't tell you good. On top of it.
Yeah, that don't mean you're good. Because Derek, I've played
because they're on famous on Twitch and YouTube, but I can't tell you who's on top of the leaderboard in FIFA. He might be the best player on. Derek, I don't know him. It doesn't matter.
Derek, I've played dudes in FIFA that are ranked, and I've watched them. Watched them.
Okay, so that means if you probably played ranked, seriously.
But I don't care about that, Derek. I'm just trying to have fun.
Jake, you don't care about it, right? Because you play it for fun.
But Derek, what you're doing is you're holding a whole platform responsible because a group of people can't get the clout off of it.
No, Jake. Okay. No, I guess it's so concept for you guys. Like I don't know. I feel like this. I'm not asking for something that's unreasonable.
No, what you're asking for is reasonable. What you're asking for is reasonable, Derek. I understand what you're saying. It's just you got to phrase it different. You should say, "I wish they would have a clear measurement of who is better." Not blame Fortnite for a dude dropping a game and because he can't get any recognition.
I'm not saying
it's their fault.
I was giving you an example. I'm not saying he went back to play his own game because he was dissatisfied. You know what? He didn't like what was going on, so he's like, cool, I'll just stop doing this. But all I'm saying is I've witnessed that dissatisfaction. I've witnessed people put time into something, and that's life. I get that. Sometimes you do something, you think it goes a certain way, it doesn't go a certain way. Not everyone's going to be $1 million earner on YouTube. Not everyone's going to be, Bill Gates. Not everyone's going to make the next Uncharted series. I get that. I'm saying if you're a company like Fortnite, you're a company like Epic Games. Number one, Epic Games to me also too, it strikes me as a company that got way too much money way too quick to me, and like is just now learning how to navigate that, and that's fine. I guess I'll say, like you said it. I wish they had a more objective rank ladder / rank system that people could play and take it seriously, so that if you at least were the best Fortnite player in the world, you would have a way to show it, without a doubt.
So basically, you would want like a mode where if you were ranked, you can only get into this server if you're ranked.
It'd be like, okay, it'd be matchmaking with other people that are that
good.
Yeah,
that's a great idea. I like that idea.
Look, guys, it's literally a league setup. That's it. It's a good idea. It will appeal to both the hardcore players who actually want to show how good they are and want to play in a more serious manner. And then, of course, the people who don't want to play, like, the casuals, they can just play the regular mode. Like, it's that simple. But it'd be a good implementation. It's just that easy, honestly.
I mean, I guess because I know Jerron and Bakumi, you guys have played a lot of Fortnite, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I mean, I put 513 hours in it last year, so
yeah. So
we don't talk about this. Oh boy.
Okay, so obviously you guys, to me, because I don't play Fortnite, you guys, it doesn't really bother you that there's not a ranked mode. You know what I mean? The game might get a little dry from time to time, but ultimately it's a game you enjoy so much that you put that time into it.
Yeah.
I want to say I enjoyed the game so much because, the problem with this is Fortnite is not real. It's a competitive game that's not competitive, and what I mean by that is that it's a competitive game because it's a shooter, but the point of Fortnite is literally what content you can create out of the game, because with the fact that you can build stuff, you can literally have we literally have modes that's like, yo, let's see if we can get Bakumi a rocket launcher and how many people we can blow up before we die.
My God, good time.
Or like you watch these Fortnite YouTube videos, it's really not being about competitive. It's like, what stupid stuff can I do but still get the win? Like, it's more of a content. It's a user-based content game more than just strictly competitive game. Like, League is a strictly competitive game. If my team better than yours.
Okay.
With Fortnite, it's like, how stupid can I be and still get either A, a lot of kills, or B, get the win? Because there's plenty of YouTube videos where they do stupid stuff and get 20 kills and still lose, but nobody cares.
But I'm saying you could create that same content, but under the understanding that people are playing seriously because it's ranked. You know what I mean? Like, I'm saying, like, you could still have that. It's not like in ranked mode people wouldn't.
Well, isn't that why they made the tournaments, though? I thought they made the tournaments for, like, they even have the tournaments where, like,
the tournaments are set up terribly. Like, that's, you guys haven't addressed, like, because you guys don't play competitively, but the tournament structure, as far as I know, is also bad. You know what I mean?
It could be. I don't really go on the tournaments. But I know when they first introduced the tournaments, they had that solo mode where, depending on how many kills you got and how many wins you got a certain amount of points. And then whoever, like, the top 25 of those got, like, free V-Bucks or something like that.
Yeah, there's massive amounts of tournaments for Fortnite every year. There's, like, seasons that have tournaments for Fortnite.
Yeah, but my issue, what I was trying to tell you guys is that you could be playing in a tournament from a different season or a different patch with, like, nerfs and buffs to guns or something. It could be something like that you could be playing on this season, but the tournament's on last season. So, like, literally, you have no way, because you can't go back and play a previous patch of Fortnite unless you had some crazy computer skills. So, like, if you take Fortnite seriously and you want to be great competitively, that's like practicing basketball before. Oh, like, imagine if basketball was a video game and there was an update with the 3-point line, but you were playing on that 3-point line update, and then you subsequently had to go to a game where the 3-point line wasn't there. So everything you learned about the 3-point line, garbage, irrelevant, right?
But that's a issue based on the way the game is set up, because every time Fortnite changes something, the meta changes. That's
a competitive game too, bro. Like, literally,
people like Ninja, Daquan and them, like when they make like new seasons or whatever, they literally have videos of, yo, okay, the new meta is here. These are the best guns. This is the best strategy to use.
What I'm
like
saying is,
it's not unfair because everybody has to learn a new meta. It's not one of those.
You're not listening to me. Like, I literally saw season 9 or whatever, right? Whatever season we're on.
I think it's 8.
Season 8 started on the same day that a tournament came out that was being played on season 8.
Yeah, no.
Okay, like what you're telling me? Yeah, okay. Well, they can tell you after the tournament's played, but it's a crapshoot if they change stuff that you're accustomed to playing on.
Yeah,
also,
but okay, I'm good with you.
So Derek, you're mad at them for changing stuff.
No.
Wouldn't the people who are playing? Wouldn't the people who play in the tournament know which meta they're playing with before they started the tournament?
Yeah.
Not if they changed it right then and there. No.
If they change the meta on the same day you're about to play in the tournament,
You wouldn't know for the most part.
How do you know what's good or not?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's
Okay. Another question, because it could be a you problem, and I'm gonna get to it. What time did they change the meta, and what time was the tournament?
It was the same day.
No.
What
was the time?
I will send you the tweet right now.
No. What was the time? This is what I'm saying. If I have a tournament and it's at 2 p.m., because usually when they change the meta, they change it at 5 a.m. And usually people like Myth and Daquan, that's mostly I can go because that's who I watch. When they have a tournament day, they practice before they start the tournament for the occasion if a meta could have changed. And at that point, if you don't go and practice before you have that tournament to learn a new meta, because even though they change stuff, it don't take that long to learn a new meta. It takes like 15 matches. If you don't learn that, that's your problem.
Okay, so
because you know how to get it's different. It'd be different if that wasn't the usual how the game works. If that wasn't the usual, then you have a point. But Fortnite always changes. We all know Fortnite always changes. So if you have a tournament coming up and you know Fortnite always changes, it's your job to practice before that tournament to know whatever changes or whatever changes they didn't do.
Okay, so you're telling me, all right, that you think instead of just telling people, hey, you'll have X amount of days, because like again too, they announced the tournament would be on the same day as a patch, right? So instead of just giving people like a couple of days to learn it, you're saying, nah, they just need to. I understand what you're saying. I'm just saying I don't think that's. I don't think that's good.
I understand why you don't think that's fair. I'm just saying it's been like that since season 1.
And
at this point, you can't complain about it no more. You know how it works.
And I agree with you. And I feel like if you still play, you should quit if you're not satisfied. But what I'm saying is it could be better. Just because something has been bad for so long doesn't mean
it's good. No, like
you can't ask for it to be better and point it out. I understand what you're saying. You're saying you have to deal with what you got. And I feel like I've been talking about Fortnite for too long because I want to get back to this games as a service thing. So I ultimately agree with you. If you stick with Fortnite and you want to be good at it, then deal with your conditions. Otherwise, stop complaining and quit. But I still reserve my right to point out, hey, this, and this could be better. And if you do this, I think it'll help your company. Clearly, Epic, to this point, doesn't think like that, and they're still making money. So what do I know?
I'm with Derek on this one, honestly. But it looks kind of funny because I feel it's like a league player split versus non-league player split. But that's another story. But anyways, yeah.
So games as a service, realistically, right? The thing that the games as a service realistically is it's marketing and business people, like you said, taking over gaming companies and basically saying, how can we increase our revenue stream? How can we increase our bottom line, right? By cutting and cut our costs as much as possible, or rather allocating our budgets to yield the greatest return possible, right? Like I like what you guys have been saying, return on investment. This is exactly what games as a service is intending to do. In any business, if you can decrease the amount of time, money, manpower, whatever, and still generate as much profit as possible, it's what you seek to do, because corporations, like it or not, are pretty much, I don't want to say they're living things, but as thought constructs, you could literally say they are living things. They're things that want to take in, grow, proliferate, spread, you know what I mean? And ultimately take anything else down that would harm them, right? So even though, you know, you can't really, like, Google isn't a thing, like Sony isn't a thing, Microsoft isn't like a physical thing you can touch, they exist and they will do whatever it takes for them to survive. And I feel like right now we're moving into this games as a service thing because I feel like right now, with the way video games are trending, everyone wants to have good content to play at all times, right? And they don't want to play old content because, you know, playing Fallout 3 would hurt your eyes, or playing Oblivion would hurt your eyes, even though those games have a lot of things that would blow a lot of these. Like Oblivion and Fallout 3 probably in terms of depth, scope, and not probably, definitely in terms of depth and scope, blow out, you know, Crackdown 3, like out of the water completely. Never mind Skyrim. Like Skyrim, if Skyrim was released today with like just up-to-date graphics and we had no idea what Skyrim was, it would still get it'd still get a 10. If it didn't have the bugs, obviously, because that's one thing, it would still get those scores because of how deep, immersive, and just fun the game was. But it takes a long time to make those games. We were just talking about third-party developers, and obviously you have the developers that make their own games for themselves that take a bit more time in their cycles, like the Ubisofts, like the Rockstars. Ubisoft too, and like Bethesda used to. But now with this whole games as a service thing, right? I feel like it's incumbent on the consumer now more than ever to be wise with their money, because you could just finesse the system, right? If you know you're getting an incomplete product from day one, simply choose not to buy the product. Stop doing pre-orders. Like literally, that's one of the things that gamers were you warning us about this years ago. Stop pre-ordering.
Talk that shit, Derek.
Keep it going.
Because you're
yes.
I'm gonna tie this into if any young man or ladies listening out there, this is advice. Not only in video games, but for yourself, in relationships, in business. Value yourself so that the person that you want something from values you, right? So if Bethesda wants their money, value your money, and say you have to clean up. Like obviously, none of us want to be with a dirty-looking person. You don't want to be at a job that doesn't pay you. You don't want to, or a boss that doesn't like you. So you got to treat yourself with that same type of respect. You can't go into situations just taking anything. You know what I mean? So the gaming world, it took a really big step. I was really impressed with how we reacted to Fallout 76 because it deserved every single negative review. It deserved every single negative video it got. It deserved all the bad press, and it's still tanking. And it's still not giving us good content. And you know what? That game as a service is going to fail because it's clear that Bethesda has moved on. It's clear that they basically thought they could get a quick or whatever, however much money they thought they could milk out of us, they're not getting. And hopefully Bethesda learns a lesson. You know what I mean? Because Bethesda was one of those studios. It was one of the darling studios that you could look to and say, but you know, we don't mind the bugs because Skyrim. You remember Skyrim? Remember all the Fallout New Vegas? Bethesda would never leave us wrong, even though New Vegas was created by Obsidian. We're not going to talk about that. Point being,
I'm about to say that too.
Point being, when you pre-order a game, you give these companies a sense of security that we already got their money. Oh, yeah, okay. You know, we can get their money without actually selling them a video game and just kind of lock them in. Let's do
You get you pre-order, you get early beta access. You pre-order, get this nice skin. Hey, I mean, if the game isn't good, hey, don't worry about it, man. Even though the game is going to launch in 2 weeks, even if it's buggy, don't worry, man. We're gonna fix it. This is a beta. This is break it early. You know what I mean? Like, don't stop pre-ordering stuff. Like, literally, what you got to do, what we have as a community have to do, right? Start just taking it to their pockets, because what these people, if they don't understand gaming, they'll understand their bottom line. They'll understand when they have to go back to their investors pre-sale before the game is released, and their investors are like, so I only have like 1 million copies of Call of Duty pre-ordered when we're expecting 10 million. They stop falling for it. And you get those marketers out of the paint, because if these people still have jobs, it's because they've been successful to this point. It's been because, okay, yeah, we're going to finesse them with the pre-orders. Cool. We're going to give them a skin. Like, stop letting your money be bought for so little. How many times have you gone somewhere, unless it's a masterpiece of a game that you already know is going to be good? Why are you pre-ordering Call of Duty in 2019?
There's no
Talk that shit. Let's
Walmart. They're gonna be like, "Damn, we're sold out of Call of Duty."
God.
Are you crazy? Like, how far do you have to go? You don't think? To me, like, literally, like, if I want a Call of Duty, I'm just gonna order on Amazon Prime. I'm not gonna let them know I want to play the game until I know the game is good.
Big facts.
Like
that's good. Yeah.
Just and if the game doesn't come out good, I will come back and I will play it when it actually appreciates as it depreciates. And what I mean by it is, Sea of Thieves now you could go anywhere and it won't be at $60 retail price. But now it's probably worth $60.
Right.
Like, it's probably worth $60 now, but when it came out, it wasn't. No. It probably wasn't worth even.
Hell no. Probably ain't worth 20. We're just gonna be honest. No.
So if this is their game, if they're banking on, we're gonna make the game so good that you're gonna want to get all these add-ons. Wait till they fix the game and come out with add-ons, then buy the game. Buy it secondhand. So
companies are getting slick now.
Yeah, you just gotta get started.
Because now it's like, yo, okay. Like, for certain games, it's like, yo, okay, so you got Target, we got Walmart, and we got GameStop. So this is what we want to do to make sure people pre-order. We're going to give GameStop this special thing.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Target this special thing. Best Buy this special thing. Okay. So now it's like, damn, now which one do I need to pre-order? Because, and it's like, they're exclusive to that store. Yep. So if you don't pre-order it, you're never going to get it.
Okay, so
it's not even a I'll buy it later. It's like, you're not going to get it. Or they'd be like, if you want the steelbook for this game,
you got to go here.
It's a big deal for some people, because some people really just have steelbook collections.
And for those
pre-order to get the steelbook, it's like, well, damn, now I gotta go pre-order it, because
there's definitely a second mark. You can definitely buy the steelbook on Amazon, like, after the game releases. There's no way. Because if I know you want it that bad, I'll just buy the game, hawk the game, and just hold the steelbook. Like, there's no way there's not a secondhand market for that.
The only secondhand steelbook market I know is at Best Buy. Like, Best Buy will sell you a steelbook by itself for like $8.
Yeah, they tried to sell me the one for Anthem for 10. Now I was like, no, just give me the regular edition. Thank you. Goodbye.
So, like, literally, I don't believe in that. And number two, right? You think you want that skin, right? I don't know why people get so caught up in skins. Like, it's some great value. Pixels are not great value.
It's about separating yourself from the rest.
You're separating yourself from the other Walmart buyers.
That's the ego thing. People, they're playing their ego. I want to be different than everybody else.
But you're not. And my thing too is, if you buy like the gold edition or the definitive edition for these games, like 6 to 10 months after they come out, I'm pretty sure you're gonna get some of these exclusive skins. Pretty sure they're not that exclusive.
Oh yeah,
I don't have to say shit. Derek is going to fuck.
He's just dropping fire right now, oh boy.
Oh,
If I buy the definitive version of Spider-Man right now, like if I wanted to go get the full version of Spider-Man, I can't get the best of GameStop skin. And even if I can't, guess what? I'm gonna have the definitive version that probably has a better skin than the Walmart skin. So, and I know for a fact a lot of these pre-order bonuses are like time exclusive, like games are. So you'll probably be able to go buy it in the shop later. Because there's no way, if people want the skin that bad, there's no way these companies would be stupid enough to be like, you didn't pre-order it. No,
eventually they'll put it back in, just like that.
$6.
Not that rare Fortnite skin that was only available in season 1.
Oh, you mean the freaking the Halloween one?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Like you had to wait 2 years, but you got it.
So my thing is, if you wait to not play the game until it's a finished product, you'll get the skin regardless.
this is great.
So like, just stop. Like, make these people sweat. Make them go, does our game really work? Like, maybe we should hire some actual. Maybe we should like actually have an alpha
developing team. Yeah.
You know what I mean? To make sure the core functions of the game actually work. You know what I mean? Make them care. Like, I want you to make it so like you treat your games like you would treat a date that comes out to see you. If your date comes and like they're halfway dressed, you're not gonna pay for that. I hope you wouldn't. I hope you wouldn't. I hope you have more respect for yourself to go, yo, he or she is like dirty. They're like halfway dressed, like like they're looking crazy right now, because that's what these games are looking like. They're looking crazy. They're looking crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you saw that, you looked at Tinder, right? Because this is basically we're getting catfished right now in the game. And, like, we don't want to admit it to ourselves, but it's happening again and again. And instead of going, let me get out of the restaurant, let me dip. You know what I mean? We're eating the bread. We're letting them sit down. We're going, it'll get better. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah, I just got to clean her up. You know what I mean? Like, I just got to take her to Sephora.
Bro, oh my gosh.
Get her to shave her legs. Like, no offense to people, women that don't like shaving legs. You do what you do. Whoever likes you will like you for that. But if you have a preference and you see that isn't being met, don't pay for the date. Don't pay for the game. Because then you're going to end up putting money into something you're not even going to want to play. You're going to end up sunset overdriving yourself. All right. You're going to be like,
oh no.
Dang, this is actually sitting in my house and I'm not playing it because it's broken. Like, it's sad. I'm seeing like all these Fallout 76 diehards just mass exiting the subreddit for Fallout 76. They're just like, yeah, I tried. I really try to like this game. It's like, homie, this is
the most life affirming shit ever, bro. Like, keep going.
You saw that
Keep going.
You saw that game around the corner, right? And it was not the 105 you thought it was. I'm not trying to be superficial, but this was a different game. This wasn't like, that slim thick thing you thought. This was like a morbidly like obese, like, and you're gonna tell me I like the game because it has character. I like the game; it's just fun. Like,
and all I'm gonna say is, like this one dude on this podcast I watched said, all we need to happen is that one of these major publishers is gonna have to die. We're just gonna have to let them die. And then all the other publishers will see what's happening.
Okay.
That's all I gotta
say. Whatever major publisher gotta die for other publishers to feel like, hey, okay, let's get back on this ball. Is it gonna have to happen? And like you said, like David said, stop pre-ordering, stop buying, just let them die. It might hurt at one point, but you'll get better quality games at the end of it.
And when Xbox actually realizes maybe we shouldn't be giving our user base the opportunity to realize our games are dog shit before they commit. Like finesse this Xbox Gamer Pass stuff. If they're gonna
wait, Derek. before, hold on. We gonna get to that. All I gotta say is, I've been saying this for 3 fucking years. 3 fucking years, and you broke that down in like 10 minutes better than I could have. I thank you. I thank you so much because I've been beating that drum for the longest time. It is asinine that you go buy a $60 game that you got to wait 10 months for it to be like, that it's good now. Are you dumb? Are you high? Whatever you smoking, I want to smoke it. For the love of God, please give me some right here in my veins. Shoot it up right here.
Please don't do it. Anyways,
No, but seriously, I really feel as though gamers have had their balls cut the fuck off and they've lost their way on what it means to be a consumer. You hold the fucking power, fam. Video game industry is a $28 billion industry, if I'm not mistaken, last year. It's growing exponentially. You hold the power. You don't have to accept half-baked mediocrity because it's EA. Oh, I'm a fan of BioWare. Fuck BioWare. Fuck them. Fuck Bethesda. They work for you. They are in the business because of you, because you buy the games. I don't understand this sheep mentality of, oh man, you know what? I'm done. Let's go to the next topic because I'm just
last words.
Give me the green light for Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm telling you. What's wait?
Last words on this topic. Treat your video game experience like that person who was the most bougie you've ever seen in a fast food restaurant treats that experience. When they come out and their sandwich isn't super fresh, when them fries are super piping hot and they get lit, that's how you need to be before you give them your money.
Man, you spending your money, bro. Like I really feel as though gamers have lost the value of the dollar. Like for real. Like just seeing how many apologists there are when it comes to, Sea of Thieves ain't that bad of a game, man. All I had to do was pay $60 and wait 10 months. It got streamed on Twitch. That means it's good. Go suck a dick. Oh my God. You know what? Okay, let's go to the next topic.
Yeah, all right, what's the next topic?
I'm done.
What's the next?
Sure, because I feel like you have more to say.
I'm done. No,
I'm pretty sure you have more to say.
I'm done, Jerron. I'm done. I'm just glad that there's people in my life that understand the value of the dollar. That's it. It's just these companies. Last thing I'll say is these companies are taking advantage of people because the gamers have completely abdicated their whole role in the consumer electronic field. They accept slop. That's the problem.
They accept rule.
They accept slop. They accept chitlins when they have fried chicken.
Gruel, my friend. This isn't slop. This is gruel.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. This is porridge. Like this is not great.
Oh no.
Derek. These are the crumbs at the end of a Lay's bag of chips.
Oh no!
Yeah, this is piss poor quality.
Hey, niggas are trying to sky that. Niggas are like, yo, let me shake the bag real quick.
Yeah, exactly. Yo, Derek, they take the bag and they try to crunch it up and try to get most out of it. Yeah, that's them. Yeah,
they try to rip it open and they lick their finger and they trail their finger.
Oh my God. I just want to know when that's going to happen because we're going to look up one day, man, and all multiplayers are going to be like this. And we're going to be broke because of it. Like,
you're going to be broke.
Well, no, I'm not playing it. No. They'll be broke. The people who play multiplayer like that, they'll be broke. I won't.
No, gaming.
I refuse to play games like this. Anthem was the last straw for me.
No. If multiplayer game continue like this, I'm pretty sure there'll be another video game crash by that time.
Yes. Well, Jerron, I think that will be the last point. That's a good point to leave off on this topic. They will saturate the market to the point where it burst. The multiplayer genre will burst. Single player will be fine. But the third party, second party developers will start going out of business because it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. Just because the market is growing doesn't mean the average gamer has enough money to afford all of these services. And it's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Like, I don't understand why they can't get that in their head. But we're off of that. On to Microsoft. What the fuck? I was wrong, but I was partly right. I don't know what the fuck they doing. It's the most interesting shit I've seen in gaming in a long time. I don't know if it's gonna work. I'm intrigued like a motherfucker. And it has everybody talking. If you don't know, it's just Xbox's game plan over, I guess, the next 5 to 10 years.
Let me break something, because IGN just had a post about Microsoft at 5:00 this afternoon. It says, and I quote, "News reports suggest that Microsoft will unveil 2 new Xbox hardware platforms during E3 2019, and that Halo Infinite will launch alongside them."
Nani?
Okay. I read this. Drawn.
So they're announcing 2 new consoles at
Drawn.
E3.
Drawn is dropping in 20. Drawn is dropping in 2020. I know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're not going to release a flag. Okay, first of all,
they're not doing that.
First of all, Sony. If Sony knew, first of all, Sony and Microsoft pretty much know what each other's cards are. They just do their best to try to act like we don't know what the. But no, Sony would not allow Microsoft to get the edge even a day in terms of having, their latest hardware out there. Because Sony knows that you can lose market share simply based off of, I could play the games in better graphics than you. Because, people are stupid like that. So there's no way it's coming out.
They can always switch up. Sony did it this generation because they were doing the same DRM as that Microsoft was doing.
Yeah.
They just saw the backlash is switched up at the last minute. So they can't do it.
Okay,
Microsoft could be like, oh, we're gonna release at this time.
Yeah.
Then go to E3 like psych.
Yeah, like I agree. I agree. This is the thing. This is the thing with me when it comes to Microsoft. This whole thing. Their plan is to become a Steam Sega hybrid that will sell hardware. Okay, can they do it? Yes. Is there any other company I would want to do it? No, I would want them to do it. Why? Because they have Microsoft money behind them. That's a lot of money. That is deep, 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 deep pockets. Money they could throw at any problem they want. Do I think game streaming is going to be anything in 2 to 3 years? Hell the fuck no. 10 years? Hell the fuck yes. It will be. Infrastructure will catch up. It will. That's as simple as that. My problem is, and the most intriguing part of how they balance this messaging is, you clearly want to go to being a third party kind of Steam hybrid type of company. What are y'all actively doing for the fans, your active consumer base right now for next gen that is exciting or incentivizing them to stay on your platform? Because I would say nothing.
They don't have to.
Well,
they don't have to, Jake. Do you see how much they defend Xbox on Twitter? They don't have to. They know they're gonna be there. Why focus on them?
Yeah, well, you have
people like Kids Move in the world, and you don't have to.
But it's not even that. It's not even that. It's like, take the fanboys out the equation, because I hate when they're in the equation. Take them out the equation, right?
Yeah.
Like 40 million people aren't 40 million people, 40 to 50 million people who own Xbox. Say 50 million people have the Xbox platform. That means PC to Xbox. 50 million. 50 million people of that aren't hardcore Xbox fans. I would say 1/5 of that, maybe, hardcore Xbox, which is a dumb nickname. Stop calling grown men Xbox. You sound lame and corny when you call a grown man a pony or Xbox. You are 35 years old, motherfucker, on Twitter calling people that name. Shut the fuck up. Take care of your kids. Stop. That is so corny. Okay? Tired of it. That's one. Two, what I mean is when it comes to consumer base and leaving them out, it's the whole Nintendo Switch thing. Like, when I tweeted that stuff, I'm not actively rooting for Microsoft to fuck up. I'm not. I'm actually wanting them to succeed in this transition, because that's just a dope transition, and you're gonna do something completely different than you've done when you came into the game and when you came into the industry. I want to see them succeed. My problem is when you put your Games Pass and your Xbox Live on Nintendo Switch, A, are they going to pay for this? B, is Nintendo going to reciprocate the same thing? Because if not, that's dumb.
Okay, Jake.
I'm not done. Three, how are your first party developers taking it now that I have to port my games to the last generation, the next generation consoles, phones, tablets, laptops, the Nintendo Switch? I gotta port all my games to that.
Streaming, though?
Yeah, but still, John, you still have to port it. Like you still have to do it. You still have to see if the game can run on it, regardless if it's streaming or not. Like that's just adding more work to your developers. Nobody's talking about that. Y'all just like I really feel as though the gaming industry as a whole is so hyped about game streaming, like they were about VR, and then about a year and a half into the next generation when VR was here, it kind of dunked people's heads in ice cold water. And it pulled them back out, and people kind of like, sullied their expectations on VR for another 3-4 years because they realized this isn't that viable. Game streaming is not that viable. Microsoft better fucking worry about their fucking hardware, and most importantly, fuck game streaming, fuck Games Pass, fuck your hardware. If your fucking first, I swear to God, I'll be
right back. My roommate's locked out. Hold
okay. On. I will slap the supercut haircut off of Phil Spencer if them games don't slap next generation. Okay. I have endured as an Xbox fan this generation. Them first party games better slap. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. I don't care about the moves, about you doing it. It's dope. It is not anti-consumer. It's proliferating your Xbox games everywhere. The games better slap. The games better slap. That's all I'm saying. That's all Xbox should be worried on. And what I'm worried about is their messaging is getting muddy. Should I worry about game streaming? Should I worry about the hardware? Or should I worry about the games? It makes no sense. Is Nintendo fans going to pay for this stuff? Are you coming to PlayStation? Like what? Like I don't get it, man. If it seems like they're just doing a whole bunch of PR moves that sound great, but when you start thinking about it, you run into problems everywhere you go. And it's just intriguing to see them try to pull this off. I just want to see what everybody else has to say, really.
I feel like Xbox has pretty much almost given up and saying,
well, yeah.
We don't know. We can create memorable, like all-time, like generational encapsulating games, because we just think the formula for doing that isn't conducive in us making the profit margins we want to. Instead, we want to leverage our old IPs and hope one of these newer IPs somehow strikes some type of luck. Not like Fortnite, but in the same vein of, hey, this game just does something, so we're going to end up playing it. And what their strategy is to have multiplayer elements, to have customization elements that allow, monetization. Basically, the modern monetization pattern. And what they're saying is we can make more money doing this than throwing money at like IPs, independent, like our own IPs. We can our own projects don't have to be as good. We don't have to have these long drawn out projects if we can just, number one, buy these smaller studios, look at what they have and say, let's speed this up a couple of years and let's add some monetization because we think you guys have some decent ideas.
Yo, Derek, that's the idea. That is what they're doing. Like, I agree with you, but the thing is I do agree with you. They have given up competing with Sony in the traditional sense. They can't go toe-to-toe hardware to software combination with Sony. They have realized that we can't do that. Playing Sony's game, we can't do that. We can't compete in Sony's playing field. So let's create our own playing field and let's see if we can dominate in that. Right? They've bought 7 studios and they have hired and if not doubled or tripled some of the staff on those studios to be able to put out games. I don't know if any of these games are going to be good because I look at for the product of the studio, not the studio name. CC Rare. Because boy,
everybody in their classic Rare is going from Rare, so you can't.
I know. I'm just but drawing like CC who's the State of Decay guys? They left.
Damn, what's the name?
Like adding Ninja Theory and Obsidian is fire. Like, but in Exile, I mean, okay, they specialize in RPGs. That's cool. I would like to see what the Initiative does. The Initiative has 4,000 developers working on one game. Like, I want to see what that's supposed to be the first quadruple A game created. So they're creating big games. Derek, it's just going to be fewer than what Sony did. They don't create as many new IP as Sony does. Do I think that's going to work? Not necessarily.
It might.
But what they're
even Sony is slowing down.
No, Sony's not slowing down, Jerron. People misread.
They just come out and make a statement saying that.
No, people misread the article. Jerron, they're doing exactly what they're doing. They're doing the same thing that they're going to do this generation. Literally, we're going to put out 2 big IP exclusives, 2 to 3 every year. Basically. Sean Layden was just basically telling people.
I thought the point of the argument was saying that stuff like Knack and Gravity Rush.
It ain't going to exist. They're not going to exist. All 13 of
problem because
are going to make big
because Knack and Gravity Rush are actually good games.
Wait, what?
They're not.
What?
Knack and Gravity Rush are actually good games. Yes, I said it. And so is Order 1886. I know y'all don't like them, but they're not that bad of a game.
Well, Jerome, he'll probably take Order 1886 and throw money at it to make a big AAA game. People want that game. People want the sequel to that game. Like what Sony is doing is basically saying we're gonna make big movie budget quality games just like we did this generation. That's it. There's nothing confusing about what he said. People just want to run with it because people have this. I think people honestly want to see Sony fail, which is really weird, but that's for another discussion.
I mean, that's not weird. Everybody wants to see the Juggernaut fall. That's kind of just human nature.
Oh wow, that's not my human nature. That's weird, especially when
That's
they
super
buy
losing.
service. Yeah, like especially when I'm buying from them and they're slapping. Why do I want to see them fail? That's weird.
That's super lose. That's broke mentality right there.
Yeah, bro. Like that. Dude, John. That's my problem with the gaming community. I want to see Sony fail because the plastic box I have gives me my self-esteem and self-confidence.
You gotta think about the Twitters that we were reading, though. They're all Americans, and like I said, Xbox has a special place because it's American products, and you know how Americans are with American products.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure if you go follow a whole bunch of UK and Japanese dudes, they're not having the same conversations we are.
Okay,
because they don't care.
My thing is, if you're choosing to be a nationalist about
for games,
video games,
that's weird. Drawn. That's
not true.
I'm not saying it's not weird. I'm just telling you what it is.
But like I feel like that's so less likely. Like if you're not a nationalist about your cars, your clothes,
your politics,
food you eat, the people you sleep with.
Oh, double haw. Oh no.
Like, but you're gonna choose to be a nationalist about the place, not even where your box is manufactured, the place in which the person who had the idea was born in to make your box.
Derek, let's just call it a bug. The fact that people are so attached to their box of choice is kind of weird.
It's so weird. It is so.
Honestly, you're not wrong either, too.
Like, oh my god, bro! And then they try to justify that shit as being normal. No, it's not. That shit ain't normal. Dog, do y'all know how many times I've jumped from Nintendo to Xbox to Dreamcast to Sega to PlayStation back to Xbox?
That's
Back
what
to PlayStation?
I'm saying. Like they trying to say like it's always been like this, but no, it hasn't.
No, it
Because
hasn't. Y'all are lying.
there's, like people, I've hopped plenty of consoles or had multiple different consoles at one time. Like, I definitely had a PlayStation and a Game Boy. Definitely had an Xbox and a GameCube. Definitely jumped from PS1 to Xbox. Like I understand what they're trying to say is that console wars have been going on, which is true. The difference is that at school, I would talk about, hey, I have an Xbox 360. You have a PS2 because PS3 wasn't out yet. So my console is better, got better graphics, whatever. The difference is that we would talk all that crap. We'll come to do our homework. We'll leave. I'd go to his house, play his PS2. He would come to my house, play my Xbox.
And it was no
It was all
problem,
good.
bruh. We
But
weren't talking
somehow, some way, it's because of the fact that I don't want to touch your PS4. And I'm like, it's a game console. Just play it.
Yo, John, you will be surprised how many times I have been physically blocked on Twitter because I critiqued Xbox. Not shot on the platform, not unfairly critiqued it. Just critiqued it as a consumer who had the product and the product didn't do what I wanted it to do, what I bought it for. The CEO of the company has, like, think about this, John. The CEO of the company has admitted, yeah, we kind of dropped the ball first party, and they still get mad at you for saying that. It's so weird.
Xbox got no games.
John, this is the weirdest part. I'm slowly but surely finding out these dudes are in their late 30s.
Yeah.
Oof.
Well, you thought they were high schoolers? No.
Jerron, you know how hard I stared at the ceiling when I found that out. I was like, you're old enough to be my dad. What are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Like, fam, it's not that serious.
It's not.
It ain't that deep, Chief. It's that simple.
Listen, and I know y'all see me tweet this, but I really think it's because a bunch of these dudes are losers. And that platform, they have attached their identity, their self-esteem, their self-confidence, and their self-worth up in that box. And anytime you critique it, they think you are critiquing them.
Let me first time I got that to a box. Let me stop.
That is sad.
Will you chat?
Really?
I'm sorry.
I'm just saying, like, it's weird. It was weird. I hate talking about that, but it's just weird. And it goes for Sony fans too. It's just Xbox fans are like rabid. Like, they are awful people. Like, I was just listening. Yo, John.
I one will buy any console that I feel like I need to play a game.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I want to buy an Xbox One X. I really do. But it's just that every time I go look at one, it's like, why would I buy this? And then I'm like,
but Jerron, you think like a consumer, though. You think like a gamer and a consumer. They're two different things. A gamer will act off of want and need and emotion, right? A consumer will think off of logic and your bang for your buck and the monetary value that you're getting. With the Xbox One X, you probably want it for one or two games. That's it. That's not a good enough. Yeah, exactly. That's not a good enough monetary value to buy it, right? Unless
that's why I never had a one yet.
Right? Exactly. But this is the thing, John. It's so bad out in the streets that when Podcast Unlocked, which is the largest Xbox podcast on the planet from IGN, when they have to come out 2 straight episodes in a row and literally tell their audience to leave us alone, chill the fuck out, it's just an opinion on Crackdown 3, then you have a problem, bro, with your fan base. When your fan base just wants to, like, worship everything that you do, then you are in a weird space as a creative company, a hardware company, and a consumer electronic company, because you'll listen to them and then you won't think about if you fuck up or not, right? And I think
they're doing more than listen to them. They're playing games with them, Jake.
okay, well, we'll draw.
Will Spencer plays games with these Xbox dudes.
Well, okay, let's get into it. What games are they playing with them?
Xbox games.
No, not those type of games, but like, what why do you think Xbox fans act this way?
Oh, because they're defending their box. Why? I don't know why they're defending the box like that.
Well, it's because you pretty much hit the nail on the head, Jake. They attach their sense of being, their sense of worth, and also too, it's this game, this system, this company gave me X memories, and because they've done it before, there's no way they can't do it again. In my mind, I'm just waiting, or they project and they're like, maybe this Crackdown 3 gave me the same feeling that Crackdown 2, you know what I mean? Or maybe, this has the potential in a couple of years or maybe later on to be the next Halo. So I have to foster it like Ash Ketchum fostered Charmander's flame in the fire episode. Like they're trying to be that meme of the soldier holding back the knives from like the sleeping little girl. You know that meme, right? Where it's like the soldier is something and like the girl something else. It's like the soldier would be like me, the knives would be the hate of black people, and then the girl would be like Ariana Grande or something. You know what I mean?
Wait a second. Hold on, run that back. That's nuts.
Right? They're trying to be that type of Captain Save-A-Ho. Just like I will endure everything I can so you could turn into a Charizard.
Okay, yeah, I get that. But when Jerron said play those type of games, what I mean is I really think like, do you think Xbox gives a damn or Microsoft gives a damn about they fans just based off this news, Jerron? You were gone. You were gone, like the Nintendo Switch thing, because I really want to talk about that. Like, what do y'all think that ultimately means for the future?
Xbox or gaming in general?
Both.
For Xbox, Xbox as a whole, it's not going to hurt them that much. And the reason why I say that is because the one region that Xbox does well in is still doing well in. Most of the 45 million that Xbox sold is in the US region. And just based on what you read in blogs and Twitter, they're not leaving Xbox anytime soon. So basically, Xbox got the US market on lock, and that's where they sell the most. So these new consoles that Xbox is dropping are still going to get bought. So Xbox, in terms of the hardware brand, isn't going anywhere. And at the same time, if the games can run well on Switch and cell phones or whatever, then they could help them make more money, because then you open yourself to a whole new market of people who wouldn't have bought your system in the first place, but now, I know how to buy your system, I just have to buy your service. They might actually hop into it. Now, most people who I think will hop into this service are US-based people who have Xboxes that also have Switches. They just want to play on the go. So I don't know how much money they'll make, because I highly doubt that the Japanese people are going to hop on Xbox because it's on their Switch. Like, they don't care about Xbox. Europe, some people might, some people won't. Europe's a mixed bag. They're more Sony anyway. So as I see it, the only people who are going to hop on this Xbox on Nintendo Switch are people like me, who care about playing some Xbox games but don't want to buy an Xbox because it's not a good enough value. I might dabble in Game Pass for $10 for 1 month to play something. Or B, people, like I said, who have an Xbox, but also like the fact that they like portable gaming. So especially if they make the service is where you buy Game Pass and you're able to play it anywhere, to the point where I pay for Game Pass once and I can play it on my Switch, in my Xbox, in my PC, off one account, then yeah, I can see people doing it who have all three of those systems, or just have an Xbox and have a Switch.
Right.
So
okay.
Yeah, it could help Microsoft, but at the same time, it could hurt them, because there's always that off chance that, hey, yo, I have a Switch and my Xbox games are on it, so I'm not gonna buy an Xbox. There is that chance, even though it's not really likely, because they ain't giving you nothing now and people are still buying Xboxes. So it's not likely, but it could happen.
Okay, well, Jerome, what if I told you that Xbox sales are down 48%?
From
right now?
Just last generation, or
no, just year over year.
I mean, that makes sense, because everybody who has an Xbox can already have an Xbox.
Okay, right. Okay.
It's the end of the generation, so that, like, that's a big number, but at the same time, usually at end of generations, console sales go down in general, because everybody who has one has one.
Yeah, the saturation point has been hit. Yeah. Okay. I agree with everything you said. The problem I think it's intriguing. Like I said, it's interesting and intriguing what they're doing. I don't think it's like this, oh man, fuck them. They don't like me anymore. Well, I wouldn't say that. I think Microsoft is really looking at the bottom line and seeing how many gamers they can get in the system or in the service. I just think that game streaming is a thing that, like I said, that people are too caught up on for it to not work very well for what Xbox wants to do. I don't care what this new xCloud technology can do. It's not cutting out latency, fam. If your internet's not good, it's not going to cut out the latency on the back end. That's not how networks work. You know how? I know that. Jake's going to school to be a network engineer. That's the first thing we learned in Intro to Networks. It's a front end and a back end. Your back end is just your servers. Your front end is your internet provider. If your back end is good, okay, it can run in the back end. Your cloud is okay. Sweet. If your internet service is terrible, you are going to suffer. You are going to suffer so bad.
And just to add on that, if I can't see game streaming being a big thing, because think about how many times the internet can come out or your power can go out. So you're telling me that, okay, say you're a working man like I am, and I play games every day, but some people only play on the weekends. So say you worked all week, it is Saturday, you're like, oh, I'm gonna get some gaming in. You go turn on your whatever you got, and it's like, oh, Comcast out, and I can't play no games. Like, that can't happen. No. At least with a regular console, it's like, oh, Comcast out, but I can play a single player game or blah, blah, blah. But if you go to a completely streaming thing, it's like, so you telling me I can't play nothing until my internet comes back on? Okay. Or what about your service gets hacked? Then what? Oh, I can't play because your service is down? Like, there's too many variables. You can't viably say, yo, just stream everything and don't worry about it, because something you lost control of what you can do, because your control is literally in the hands of your ISP and whatever streaming service you're using.
Yes, Jerome. Also, how infrastructure wise, they haven't given us any update of like how are they going to actually be able to port. Like, they have the SDK available for developers for GDC 2019 to show people how they can develop for the thing. Okay, that's cool. They can develop for xCloud using the SDK and developer tools. That's fine. That's dope. Infrastructure wise and time wise, where am I going to find time in the day to stream games? That's one. And then two, where in the world is the internet or your mobile data good enough to stream games?
Okay, your mobile data is not good enough to stream games.
Yes, bro.
Basically,
5G
streaming
is
games
not
at home.
real.
It's not.
No, Derek. AT&T and Comcast and Verizon are getting sued right now. It's not real.
Oh man.
No, Derek. You are still getting 4G speeds, fam, and barely that. We're still on a 3G
Basically, I
network.
read an article on it yesterday. It's basically 5G is basically like, you remember in 2010 when they were like, yo, everybody going to 4G, but it really wasn't that much faster than 3G because they were still working on it. That's basically 5G. Like, it's like, oh, we're going to 5G, but it really haven't got there yet. They're still working on it.
Yeah, Jerron, most people don't even have 4G speeds. Most people don't. People are still on the 3G network. That's why it's still supported. That's Jerron. I have a 3G microcell in my house to boost my 3G signal. Like, think about that, bro. Think about that. Like, what? That's what I. But you see what I'm saying? It's interesting and intriguing, but it gets you to scratch your head. Like, is this a 10-year play? Is this a 5-year play? Is this a thing when y'all drop the next gen, y'all gonna drop xCloud as well? Like, how many people are really gonna sign up for this service? Like, that's what I want to know. Like,
it's only going to be viable in big cities that can actually use it. But for people in like the middle of Minnesota, that ain't helping you.
John, it's not even gonna help you in Gwinnett County, bro. Gwinnett County.
No, I said you gotta be in a big city, not the outskirts of that city.
Yeah, but
like you gotta be in downtown Atlanta.
No, but think about this. Gwinnett County is the largest county in Georgia, and it won't help.
Yeah, most outskirts cities are bigger than the actual city itself.
That's nuts. That's nuts. But it's so intriguing to see them do this and interesting, but it just hurts my head because it's like, I think time-wise it doesn't work. Most people are not going to have time to whip out their phone and stream a game. Infrastructure-wise, it's not going to work. Most phones that people have
Go back. You hit the nail right on the head. Nobody has time to go play portable games on the cell phone. Okay.
That's why the mobile game market failed, people. It wasn't because of the quality. People don't have time.
But the thing about the mobile game market and why it's growing, but it's not as big as they thought it was going to be, is because people who play mobile games for 5 minutes and then they put their phone away. They play mobile games to kill waiting time while you're in a waiting room. They don't play to actually play. But that's the one thing I have about the Switch. When I'm outside of my house, I'm there to socialize or do something. I'm not gaming. The Switch portability helps me not because I need to take the Switch out and game. It helps me because I might go to my dad's house and I don't want to bring my PS4, so I'll bring my Switch because it's portable. But even in that time when I was in Dallas, I only played when I was in the house. It's just that the portability helped me get it to Dallas. Like, nobody, unless you have a job that has a lot of downtime or like play during lunch, nobody just plays game portably like that. You got to have a time period to do it. Yeah. And most people's time periods are in their home.
Right. I totally agree, John. I think it's infrastructure, time, the phones being used, the network. I just think they're gonna run into a whole lot of issues, and I think they're jumping the gun with the messaging. Like, this would have been something I would have rather them tell us about this E3. Like, this E3 coming up, tell us, and then the beta come out the next E3, and then you test the beta for 2 years, and then you release the actual service. Like, I hope this is something they're not launching in the next 2 years, because I don't see a lot of people signing up for it. I don't care about how many games you're going to have on it. There's a reason why they're still building Xbox hardware. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason why they're still building their next gen hardware, because people, for the most part, are going to be playing on that Xbox hardware.
Yeah, consoles aren't going nowhere. Streaming is a great secondary service. Streaming is good for people who are like, I only have money to buy one console, So I'm gonna buy a PS5 and then I'm gonna stream Xbox games because I don't need to pay $500 for their piece of hardware when I only want to pay 3 of their games. So it's cool I stream it. Streaming is great as a secondary option. Streaming is not good as your primary option.
Yo,
It's just
John,
not gonna work.
right, John. Somebody brought up a really good point. So if I'm streaming a multiplayer game, how the hell is that going to work?
Oh my goodness, I had never thought of that.
Wait, run that back.
Think about this, guys. Just how okay. So
Wait,
okay, I'm gonna fundamentally break down game streaming to you guys. Game streaming is basically a constant download of the game. So when you have yeah, that's what it is, Bakumi, like dead ass. When you it's a server pinging to your device, constantly sending packets back and forth, right? So for Netflix, for Netflix, you have an audio packet and a visual packet. That's how you stream, right? They split the packets up. It comes to you. They put it back together in a switch. Goes to the router. Comes to you. Bang on your computer or on your screen, right? All right. The problem with game streaming is not only are you have audio and visual packets, you have an input and an output packet. So now you got 4 packets. You have more data. You're pushing more data. And you have to push it faster, and you got to push it faster, and you have to compress it, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. So
yeah,
when you're pushing it, latency comes in is when your input in all 4 packets get there late, right before the input and output packets get there. So that's latency. It's basically if I hit up on the trigger or up on the D-pad, it takes
some time before it actually goes.
Right. Okay. So now that you have that, and then it's your bandwidth too. How much data can you fit per packet? It's a whole bunch of network engineering, right? I'm not as well versed in that as I should be, but I know the basics. Multiplayer will be, not only am I game streaming, I have to now ping to another server. So think about this. Okay, this is gonna sound really hard to keep up with. So keep up with me. When I'm game streaming, I'm pinging to the xCloud server, sending those 4 packets back and forth to that server, while at the same time taking those 4 packets, duplicating the data, sending one of those things to the actual multiplayer server, and having that input output. So I'm having two different inputs and outputs in 2 different versions of a audio and visual output. And you're trying to do that on like Comcast internet?
Nah.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I just like John. This is all I gotta say, bro. I said it when you left. I just hope Microsoft is fully focused on hardware and gaming. It ain't really trying to get people enamored with this game streaming shit. Cause boy, it's not gonna go as well as they think it's gonna go. That's all I gotta say.
I didn't even think about multiplayer.
Yeah,
this whole time about the game stream, I've been thinking about single player games.
Like people keep saying, I'm gonna stream Halo. What? No, you're not.
Good luck.
You are not gonna stream Halo Infinite. And John, you know what else don't make sense? Don't make sense? How the hell did we go from 4K to game streaming?
No, I asked you that last podcast. What happened? People are like, yo, I got Xbox One X. We got 4K 60, blah, blah, blah. Now you're going to stream games in 720p? Because that's what they're coming in.
Like, it's not coming to your phone.
We're not streaming 4K. We barely get 4K on Netflix.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, everything, John, the gun has been jumped. And you know why Sony is, and John, this is why I related back to Sony, because that's their number one competition. Do you know why Sony is so smart? And you know why I don't know why people really bullish on them because they're so quiet, but you know why Sony is so smart? Because they have sent out their CEO to say, yeah, man, we're looking at game streaming, but we're looking at like streaming it to our console. We ain't trying to go to no goddamn TVs and phones and tablets and giblets and
Never tried that.
gizmos and
What is Sony was the first one to try that with PS Now. And
Hey,
they were like,
hey.
what? Nah, it work. So they took it off Samsung TV, they took it off cell phones, and they left it to the Vita and the PS4 and the PC, I think. That's it.
And that's where they're going to keep it at. They're going to keep it just right there. They're like, if we can get those two platforms to be just decent, better than what it is now, we win. We win.
And even they're trying to switch that up because now certain games you can start downloading to your console so you don't have to stream it. You can just download it. So
Yeah.
Sony knows that streaming ain't really all that right now.
Yo, and Jerron, think about how ignorant fans are being. And it's like people, Sony's not ready for like the future of gaming. Well, they have more insight than Xbox. They tried.
They started the future of gaming.
Yeah, they started this. It failed. They know what the hell they're doing. Jerron, this is why I think they're being quiet. They're being quiet because not only are they getting ready generation, they just let Microsoft just spout out all of this stuff, and then they probably know they're gonna fall flat on their face again, bro. Some just seems off on this, right? It's interesting and intriguing, but some tells me it's like Sony's like, okay, Microsoft, go ahead and tell people how great this game streaming gonna be, and then about 2 years from now, when people get it and it's not great, they're gonna be looking at you and not me.
I honestly want to know why people actually still have faith in this after seeing what Crackdown 3 what it became. Because they were talking about cloud power the whole time, and we saw cloud power ain't do nothing for that game. So why do we have so much faith in Microsoft when they worked on a game with cloud power for 5 years and it turned out so bad?
I don't know, Jerron. Just let them keep doing it, bro. All I'm worried about Xbox is what they Beast console what the specs gonna be like, and Games Pass. Because I after seeing Games Pass, I am never buying an Xbox game ever again. I just want the Beast console and Games Pass. You give me the Beast console and Games Pass, Jake will be happy. Jake will be happy. That's all I'm worried about. But
a business model where your customer says, "I'm never buying a unit again. Just give me the subscription."
Well, but that's where they're going, Derek.
They seem like they want to go.
That's where they want to go, Derek. They want to be an all digital. That's what it seems like they want to be, bro. Like in 20 years, it seems like Xbox want to be. We're gonna put a streaming box in every home, and we're gonna be an all digital, all download, all game streaming service.
I don't have any faith in that, man.
Yeah, just yikes.
And that's why I'm like, can y'all just go ahead and leak the specs, like the official specs for like y'all Beast console, so I can go and buy it, and I can just play Halo Infinite for $9.99.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, like seriously, like that's all I want. I'm not playing Battletoads. I'm probably not gonna play the Initiative game. I'm probably not gonna play none of that stuff, bro.
I mean, that game looks fire. I'm definitely playing it.
Oh yeah, I said, John, that's an Initiative. I said Initiative. No, I'll play that game. It'll be a Halo and Initiative, but like Obsidian's game and maybe I maybe play Ninja Theory's game. I'll play Ninja Theory's game, but the Obsidian's game, I'm good. That the next game, I'm good. I'm just good. I just want Halo Infinite. That's it, and maybe Gears 5.
Gears 5 comes out the end of this year. So.
Yeah, but I'm gonna wait till next year to play that game. I'm not buying the Xbox.
You might have Gears 6 by then.
Ew. No.
Yikes.
No.
They're not gonna call it Gears. Gears doesn't turn around that quick. And if they did, it would be.
I mean, Gears 4 came out 2016 and 2019. So it only took 3 years.
Well, if you get Nintendo Switch, you got the best platform in gaming right now, bro. You gonna get Xbox games and Nintendo games, and then y'all don't have to give them Nintendo games, bro. I can see why Reggie retired happy. Like I see mask them, and I get to retire. Fam.
You see what Soulja Boy tweeted?
No, God, what did he tweet? Jesus, no.
That man said, "I made a retire."
Yo, find this man, slap the shit out of him. What's wrong with this boy? So stupid.
Yo, such boy tripping, bro.
Just out here tweaking.
Retired.
Oh, it looks like next gen. You really just gonna want to buy like the next Nintendo hardware and the PlayStation hardware. Really?
I mean, that's what I've been doing since like all my life. So that's fine by me. But yeah,
Yeah. Like I don't. You know, I'm gonna buy the new Xbox because I really do want to play in 4K, like in 60 frames. Like I want to do that for Halo. What'd you say, Jerron?
I'm pretty sure the PS5 won't be able to do that though.
Yeah, no, but just play Halo. Like that's my favorite video game franchise. I will.
I made that mistake.
If that new console $600, I'm paying $600 for Halo. I don't give a damn.
that's how I was like a month ago, and then yeah.
Jake, that sounds like you're going to do it because you set your mind to it. I'm just want to let you know, I already did that. I bought an Xbox One just so I can play the Master Chief Collection and Halo 5, and it's not worth it, bro. Just watch it on YouTube. Trust me.
But I want to play it.
I understand exactly how you feel. That's the same way I feel.
It's be 4K 60 frames, Master Chief.
I wanted to play 1080p 60 Master Chief, and then I got the Master Chief Broken Collector's Edition, whatever you want to call it. Where
I think they're re-releasing that.
They are.
Yeah.
That game nearly came out at launch. They just now fixing it.
Damn.
No, it did. Oh my god,
That game came out 2014.
Oh my god.
Just now fixing it.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's just bad, bro.
I mean, Halo 5 was fun, but
oh, okay, Jerron. One other question before we get off here. But we all think this is interesting, but not going to work out very well.
I mean, I hope it works out for him because I don't want him to die because I don't want to lose a competitor. It's just...
Right. We don't think the game streaming aspect is gonna work out anytime soon.
I think what they're gonna do is they're gonna hedge their bets just like they did with the Kinect. You gotta remember how bad we knew the Kinect was gonna be. We gotta remember how bad we thought a lot of what Xbox was going to do on the release of the Xbox One, and we got to think to ourselves, they had fail safes in place. Remember, they said, "Oh well, you can't play games without the Kinect, so get used to it." And people are like, "I'm blinking a lot right now," so obviously, people are like, "Yeah, okay, so where do I pre-order a PS4?" And then lo and behold, the Kinect's not even a thing anymore. So I'm thinking with this whole game streaming thing, it'll be an aspect they push, but upon realizing that no one really likes it, they will have fail-safes in place to allow them to pivot. Because what Microsoft did towards the end of this generation was pivot and make it seem like, okay, now they're appearing more towards the gamers, getting away than that entertainment box that they were trying to do. Because what literally Microsoft was doing was ahead of its time. They were trying to give us Alexa, Amazon Alexa. We're trying to make the Xbox your Amazon like thing, or your Google Home, your entertainment. They were ahead of their time.
Yes,
too early.
Don Matrix gets flamed for that idea, but it was the right idea, wrong time.
Yeah, he was too early.
Yeah, like next gen. I fully expect that Xbox to come with Cortana, Alexa built in 100%. Like you'll be able to talk to that Xbox 100%. By the way, Jerron, they ain't showing those consoles. They'll talk about it like they did Scorpio, but they're not going to actually like show them. They're
going to show you a console. It's not going to be next year. What they're going to show you is the diskless Xbox One.
Yes, which is stupid.
They're going to show that, and they might stroll the streaming box. But that's
Jesus. Oh God. All right, man. I think I'm the only person that can probably like pull this stuff off. I'll tell you how xCloud is. I'll try it. I'll buy the Xbox and just stream it to my Xbox. I'll tell y'all. I'm buying it. I'm buying both consoles.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying I'm not gonna buy an Xbox. I'm just saying, for me personally, right? because the Xbox is like the the system I started out with. The 360 is like, it's where I built the foundation of what I consider to be my gaming experiences. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I feel like I always want to have an Xbox because I'm like I don't want to. I understand kind of where those 35-plus-year-old dudes on Twitter come from. You know what I mean? It's a feeling of it's nostalgia, and I guess it's I'm kind of allowing it to be weaponized in myself, but I'm not obviously attacking people on social media. I just allow myself to be more open to buying their products, but I also have the self control to go. Just because it was fun in 2007 doesn't mean it's the same thing. It's like remembering your high school crush, breaking up with an old girl, and then thinking, if you get back with her when you're 36, your life's going to be just the same. You're going to have the same feeling of optimism and, whatever you thought you were going to have when you were a kid. You know what I mean? Like, we as adults have to, I feel like as a community as well, with these systems, we can't look to them to make us feel the way we once did. We have to look towards the future to make memories for the future. I feel like people are so caught up with trying to go back and get that old feel that we miss out on the opportunity to make memories that we'll want to look back on. And
I agree.
Sad. And the best way to make your gaming experiences, the ones you will want to go back to, is to value your time and to value your dollar, like I said earlier, and really look with a stringent eye before you give them your dollar. But I'm not opposed to the streaming thing. I really didn't say much about it because if it works, they are the adopters. You know what I mean? They're going to have the edge, and because they have Microsoft money, they'll be able to make improvements upon it. They might even have plans if this is a success to help make this a thing. Like, obviously, we can't rely on the ecosystem isn't quite ready, but if it's successful enough, like the ecosystem, I'm not gonna. This comparison's pretty bad, but because I don't have anything else to think about, the ecosystem wasn't necessarily ready for the iPhone. You know what I mean? For the smartphone in general, but the world quickly adapted to be able. The internet adapted. The world adapted to be able to accommodate the fact that you could have any piece of information that you wanted in the palm of your hand. You know what I mean? So, and because of that, Apple is now ubiquitous. You know what I mean? Apple is, you got an Android, you know what I mean? And because Apple took that step, they just have that market share amongst the everyday American. You know what I mean? Now,
it's different now, though.
It's different now because it's like Ford. They made the first car.
No, not talking about. I'm talking about Apple set in the way and people are adapting. The difference is now is one, we have data caps now, which is these. Okay, there's no net neutrality now because we got rid of it, and we're reliant on Comcast and AT&T and stuff to adapt. And now that they can charge to adapt, this stuff could get very expensive really quickly if they wanted to.
Yeah, Derek, that's the thing, bro. Like, I think what I have to say is, like I said, I have every piece of faith, every reason to have faith in Microsoft's network engineers, who are some of the best in the world. That's an objective fact. That's just what it is. Their network engineering, their web services are only second to Amazon's. Those guys in the Azure infrastructure is illegal. Like, their back end is nuts. They'll get it to work. Like, this is the thing. This is the thing. I have all the faith in Microsoft. Like, that's what I said. If there's any company I think could get this to work, won't be Sony. sure as hell won't be Nintendo.
Mhm.
It will be Microsoft because they are specializing in web services and networks for the last decade. That's what they've been building on. So they can do it on their back end. But what me and Jerron are saying is to push the packets from their server to us takes an ISP. Well, this administration just deregulated the entire ISP market. It's the wild, wild west. And
I understand.
they have yet to make their move on what they actually want to do post net neutrality. So these data caps can get really ridiculous. And because you are constantly downloading a game, just imagine how heavy Halo Infinite will be. That's like 100, maybe 200 gig game.
No, I followed the
That's a lot. That's a lot of packets to move, man.
I understand what you're saying. You're saying basically like the game, the aspect of streaming could become too cumbersome or too expensive for the actual service to work. What I'm saying is,
and just overall infrastructure on the ISP. Like, I don't think we have enough server points to do this.
Well, but my overall point is, right, that if this is successful, right, it's just it's because we already have successful streaming platforms. We don't have, we already have things that we stream constantly every day. So I feel like the market.
I mean, Derek, you can't compare Netflix to game streaming.
I understand, Jay. What I'm saying is, my overall point was in mentioning that is that in the event that we have that crazy dang. I mean, I guess I don't have an answer because I can't read the future, and because we don't have net neutrality, yeah, these ISPs are free to go brazy, right? They can wreck us all. But I just want to reserve judgment, and I want to see how this works out. That's all.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. I'm reserving judgment for. No, actually, it's not even I'm reserving judgment. It's really the ISPs are going to fail Microsoft. That I know that for a fact. That's what's going to happen. Like I know that for a fact, 100%.
Like I heard in another podcast, we have two differing sides of opinions. Derek wants to have a more positive approach to it. We are on the more negative side of it. But neither side is wrong. It's just speculation right now.
Yes.
So we have different opinions, but that's all we can do right now until we see what happens.
But what I will say from my side is that I have more evidence to show you that game streaming is wow. It's not good. It's not something that you want to have like first party experiences with. Not until like 10 years from now. 10, 15 years, we can get this cracking. We just got to, get an administration in there, put net neutrality back and put more pressure on these ISPs to build out the infrastructure so companies like Microsoft, whose back end is crazy good, can exploit that infrastructure, and then we can really get it cracking. But, time will tell. I do think Jerron is mostly right. That is all speculation, though. It's just fun to speculate, though. We're in that time in the generation. We're winding down this generation. This is the leak, rumor, speculation time. It's an exciting time.
We have to speculate on something different because games are at the point where that super graphical leap that we expect from every generation, I think that's dead. Like games will look better, but it's not going to be.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. But that's a conversation for another day. Because CPU power, baby. CPU power is going to change AI, physics engines, the engines.
That's like,
really changes the way we play games.
Detail, but we're not getting a PS2 to PS3 leap.
Jerron, you got to think about this. This wasn't even the 1080p era. Like we didn't even get 1080p 60 frames. If the floor next generation is 1080p 60 frames and the ceiling is 4K 60 frames, that's a jump.
Yes, but it's not as.
No, you mean it's not as drastic?
It's not as drastic. Like,
oh, okay.
We still like 1080p is still HD.
Yes.
like you can tell the difference between 1080p and 4K as soon as you see it. Yes, that's true. But it's not 480i to 720. Like you get what I'm saying.
Yes, that's double. Like we're not getting a double leap.
Yeah, no. It's
we're just getting a power increase.
Now it's more like
that will make it smoother. It will make it smoother. That's what it'll do.
That RTX like ray tracing, like stuff like that is what you're gonna see. Where it's still gonna be more detailed. Where like we're gonna get actual reflections instead of like made up reflections and stuff like that. Like, details like that are gonna be what people are expecting, but the super graphical leaps I used to see from like SNES to 64, like no, we're not. No, it's not happening anymore.
Okay. All right. So, Mr. Bakumi.
Yeah.
You want to get into these shits?
With what? My opinion on this? I don't have like.
No. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh God. Yeah. Damn. Okay, now I gotta wake up. Shit. Okay, so you said you're only 10 hours into the game.
Yes.
Oh boy. Okay, so for those who don't know, I'm a fan. I've been playing since the beginning of the beginning. I was one of the lucky ones that actually got the console, along with Adele also and everybody, but that's another story. I have a lot of gripes. Well, pros and cons an installment of this game. I wish our friend Vincent was actually here because we had a very riveting conversation through DMs about our feelings on this game, which I can't get into because Jake, I know you're still not done with the game, but I'll try to
hop off. Right when I hop off, I'm gonna take 3 shots and I'm about to get into the shits. So
you're not gonna finish that tonight unless you.
No, I'm not gonna finish it tonight. I just gotta see if it will ever click.
Yeah. There's a lot of backstory you need to be like. Jake, how many of the games did you watch like story
okay,
for?
I played
did you play
1, 2. Dream Drop Distance.
Okay.
Damn, I gotta go see the names now because if I see the names, I will know which ones I played.
Did you play 358 over 2 days?
Yes.
Okay, check. Did you watch?
Keep naming them. I will tell you if I did it or not.
Did you watch the YouTube video because this is the mobile game for Union X or like what's it called? The phone game.
No.
You need to do that. I know you already played KH1.
Yes.
You played Dream Job. I mean, Recoded doesn't really count.
I played, but I played,
Play Birth by Sleep.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, Birth by Sleep, of course.
I played all the major games, basically.
Okay, so you played all the major games. No, every game is a major game. Just know, by the time you're done, you'll understand why. But you need to watch that 55 minutes.
But anyways, I've already watched a recap of what's happened, so I don't think.
Okay, that's all you need to know then. Okay,
yeah.
As long as you have the whole game down pat too, because that too. But, yeah. All right. So, because I've been having this conversation with quite a few people, like a few of my other friends in the same group as we finish the game. This game does not. It's not leading up to what we expected, to be honest. Like. And that hurts me to say because y'all have been seeing me on Twitter hyping this game up for the past like years, probably. Honestly, I've been waiting for this.
About 18 months, fam.
Yeah, minimum. Like it's crazy. Okay, so first of all, because this isn't a spoiler because we've already seen these things, this is just a personal gripe, but they did this themselves. The amount of shit they showed in the trailers, bro, it's not okay. Like. If you went into this game without watching like 90% or most of the trailers that they dropped from Square Enix themselves, you're pretty set for like, having an enjoyable time. If you've did, like each trailer was kind of like a new line of crack for a crack addict, you're not going to have that great of a time, to be honest, because up until it took me about 33 hours to finish this game, right? Maybe up until 31 hours, I was still picking out cutscenes I saw from the trailers. Like, easily. That's a problem. Let's see. I got a. All right, so let me go over the pros because of course you gotta get the good stuff out of the way, right? The game looks fucking beautiful. We already know that.
Yes, Unreal Engine 4 does that game service.
It looks so good. Like
it's nuts how good the game looks.
Yeah, like I got the Pro and then I got a 4K TV on sale. It looks amazing. This personally, me just speaking, I enjoy how the combat plays for mob fights. I'll get into that a little bit later. Like I just like Dynasty Warriors type, just beat them up, break everything, right? Cons for this game. Okay, so
Everything.
I have a lot.
Damn near though.
There's a lot. Okay, so let me go from basics. So Jake, you're only at Toy Story, so you have like 2 Keyblades, right?
Maybe. Yes, I have the Hercules one and then my regular one.
Okay, so you haven't ran into this problem yet. By the time you get to Endgame, which I had the game up, but I was gonna name them off or whatever, the Keyblades start becoming copy paste, and it's getting on my nerves. Like they're legitimately, because you see how they have like form changes, so each one's supposed to have a unique, like, oh, it does this or it does that, right?
Right. Like, I have 3. So I have the regular Keyblade.
Okay. Yeah.
I have the one from Kingdom Hearts.
Mm-hmm.
I mean the one from Hercules, and I have the one from Twilight Town.
Okay, gotcha. All right, yeah. Okay, so you get this then. Aerogruns, though. Just to drop some examples. The Winnie the Pooh Keyblade you get later in the game, it's a literally copy paste from the Aeroguns. Same transformation, same everything. Just called Honey. That's one problem. They do that with a few different ones in terms of like form changes. Like they kind of just copy paste them over, which I kind of feel like that's lazy creative or whatever. That kind of ties back into what we've been talking about just get the product out and make it sell a lot,
Mm-hmm.
Probably one of my biggest disappointments. I'm gonna just let you know this because they kind of did a terrible job with like explaining this. You know that end game world they keep talking about, the really pretty looking white one or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the what's it called? Scarlet Column, right?
Mm-hmm.
The way they show this world off, the way they've been showing it the whole game, you expect it to be fully explorable, correct?
Yeah.
It's not.
What?
It's not even, bro. It is literally it's a final battleground. That's it. Like I'll keep it light, spoilers work. You walk into this area, right? You get jumped, and that's it. Like that's probably the I've seen on this game. Like that world, if they don't include it in like a final mix, like Kingdom Hearts 14 DLC or some shit, it's probably one of the biggest disappointments I've seen with this game. Like, oh man, this shit gives me a headache to think about. But all in all, there are a lot of problems that I'm having with Kingdom Hearts 3. A lot of things I like and a lot of things I don't like. And I feel like a lot of it plays off of the amount of control Disney had over this game. Because all other Kingdom Hearts games we played, it felt like, Kingdom Hearts game with, Final Fantasy characters and some Disney aspects. They flipped the script very, very strongly with this game. Instead of it being Kingdom Hearts, it's more of Disney with Kingdom Hearts. And as you progress through the game, you kind of see where that becomes a problem in terms of like story elements, like aspects of things that should be done and all that stuff. Because the Disney worlds are cool, but like at the end of the day, we're here to have some shit go down. The story's supposed to progress. They don't do a really good job of pacing it through, and that's probably one of my biggest issues with it also. Just gather thoughts. Like, I guess the best way to put a cap on this, because I could talk about this for the next like 3 hours. We don't have the time for that. But long story short, this game's probably one of the most disappointing like 8 out of 10s I've given like ever. It doesn't make any sense, honestly. It's just unfortunate. Now, am I still gonna play the game and enjoy it? Overall, how it was produced, like the amount of weight we put into it, how long, can be amazing, all this stuff, and what it should have been and what it actually is, it fell short by a lot. And that hurts me to say a lot, y'all. Like, you don't understand. That shit irks the hell out of me to have to say that about the game that I've looked forward to for long. So I'm gonna just cap it at that because I could just keep going, but I'm gonna just keep it short for that matter. We'll probably have a better conversation for it, huh?
trash the game, Kubi. Let them know.
No.
Let them know.
No, I can't trash more of it. It's just, like, essentially, I can't go into it without being like spoiler full. So, Jake, when you finish the game more, we can talk more freely about it too.
Oh yeah,
honestly.
most definitely.
Okay,
Like, most
everyone,
definitely.
I'm gonna let them know. All right, Sora is actually Cloud. All right, he was a villain the whole time. Okay, now we can talk about the game. All right, everyone knows the secret ending. All right.
Oh my god! Don't you know what? Don't, I just.
It's
I don't want to
funny
think about
because
endings.
Please.
Mhm.
Okay.
people who haven't played old Kingdom Hearts and play this say like, "Oh, it's a fun game. It's fine." But every
hardcore fans hate this game.
Kingdom Hearts fan
I just don't like it the way I should have.
says that they're disappointed in this game.
Yeah.
That's like kind of hilarious.
And it makes me. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so
Like, if you're a fan of Kingdom Hearts, you're disappointed. If you didn't really care about Kingdom Hearts, you just started playing, you're like, "Oh, that's cool."
Yeah. Like all these past few months, I've been looking on Twitter. Not all the people in the Kingdom Hearts community have honestly just wanted another Kingdom Hearts 2 copy paste. Which for the past few months, I've been like, guys, like it's gonna be a different game. Let it be its own game, you know? Because we can't judge the game before it comes out. Honest to God, if they've given us most of a Kingdom Hearts 2 like copy paste and added some elements, it probably would have been better than this. Like just the dead ass truth. And that's unfortunate to say.
yeah,
Like,
I would say my first 10 hours would be the game looks gorgeous. The combat is varied, deep, and dope. Like it's really varied. They've expanded upon everything. The movement and traversal is fire.
So,
Sound like Anthem right now.
continue. No, like my one issue with the movement, are you gonna have vertical scaling, but you can't go diagonal while moving? Have you noticed that, Jake?
Hey man, yeah.
That
no, I'm gonna get into that. I'm gonna get into that.
that bugs
I sound like Anthem right now. The visuals are great and the gameplay movement is fire. That's literally
That's
Anthem.
kind of it. Yeah.
Okay,
And the combat, I'll go into the combat later.
This is my
Continue,
problem.
Jake, please.
This is my
Go, yeah. Let me hear what you have to say.
one. The dialogue
Yeah.
horrible.
It's atrocious. Yeah.
Horrible. You should not have 5-second awkward pauses in between talking to somebody. You are not. You know what? I'm not gonna say that joke. Okay.
I mean, you are if you're a girl and you go on a date with me. Haha.
Oh no.
That's tragic, Derek. Okay. 2. They really should have gotten rid of the gummy ships.
No, actually, I can disagree with you on that one because the gummy ships in this game are actually a lot better. Like, I won't lie, they're pretty fun.
They're scaled so bad.
Oh yeah, no, like
it is scaled so bad.
Oh man.
But Kumi, like whatever, like I missed the ones where it was. I don't want an open world one. Whatever happened to the one where you pick the world
and you just go to
you
it?
had to, and you did like the Galaga type of thing, and then you get there. Not the I'm gonna go be Jedi Starfire for the old PS2 fans.
Yeah, you're talking about KH1 and KH2 gummy ship.
And
I mean, honestly,
and you have to fly, and like, yo, you could go without touching an enemy.
Yeah, it's true.
Like that's not Kingdom Hearts.
I think that's subjective, but I can see where you're coming from with that because that's not the normal formula that they follow.
Okay,
I enjoy it honestly, but yeah, continue.
Yo, I really feel as though aesthetically speaking, it looks great, but just from the feeling of it all, it still feels like a PlayStation 2 game. This does not feel like a current gen game. Like it doesn't feel that way. And the way they started the game with like that long montage, like I just wanted to hop into the game. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Which montage? The whole like Olympus Coliseum or like the 2.9 joke?
The 2.9 joke. That was funny.
Yo, I cracked up. I won't even lie. That was funny.
That was not funny. That was
pretty funny.
The whole chess between the young, is that the young Anthem? I'm guessing.
No, that's young Master Ericus and young Xehanort. And that
okay,
you will understand that. Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. And it's just I've already seen Xehanort. I've already seen Anthem, and it's like I don't want to.
You just wanted to jump in and get your feet wet. That's pretty much it.
Yes, bro. And it's like they're babying you because they have so many people. Like, Bakumi, this is the problem with the game. The game, like, the thing that we feared wasn't that the story wasn't going to be great, but it ended up not to be great. The thing I mostly feared, Bakumi, was 13 years was going to be too long. And it's proving me right. Like, 13 years is way too long of a time to go between games, and you just
or major titles of the game, which
and you just lose that feeling. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think I enjoyed 2.8.
2.8 was pretty good.
Yeah, I think I enjoyed 2.8 better than that. Oh, another thing. Can we just go and say Riku is a better character than Sora?
100%, I agree. Bruh, Riku in Kingdom Hearts 1 was an asshole, and after that, I love the guy. It's that simple. Like
he is so much a
Riku playable game, but that's not Chain of Memory. Well, Dream Drop kind of did that. Chain of Memories did that. But bro, if you haven't seen it from the trailers, you do get to play as Riku at one point. That man is busted. Oh my goodness.
No, I got there. I got to that point. Yeah, it's like
that was fun.
That was fun, bro. Like, he was broken, and I loved it.
Like, why are you doing
but you were still getting tested. You were still getting tested, though. Like, that's where I felt like I thought Kingdom Hearts was gonna be. I don't like you downgrading Sora, and then I have to build him back up. I hate that. I hate it so much.
It's not Sora's fault he almost got possessed for like the third time.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
That's a big yikes.
Screw your heart, fam.
Yeah, that gets into stuff later. Okay, no, you mentioned the combat. I have one really big issue with the combat, and I don't know if this is subjective or if I'm just weird about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this becomes more apparent when you get to like more end game boss fight. But like, I've told Jerron this a few times, so tell me if I'm wrong. But like, I feel like I'm thrown into a literal sandbox and just fighting. So with like mob fights, like shit can go left and right. That's fine. But like with boss fights, I feel like there's an aspect of randomosity that doesn't really work well with the boss fight. Like, you can really just rail on a boss for like a minute and a half and kill him with no like type of resistance, and that's it. And I'm just like, that's not a boss fight. That's a ragdoll experience. I don't know if you personally experienced that yet, but that's my opinion about it, at least. Oh no.
Okay. Bakumi, I think another thing I will say is that I like the traversal, right?
Yeah.
The combat is fluid, but the camera is broken as well.
The camera needs
the lock-on system outdated.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a lot of things with it. Like, it's good and then it's bad. It's like, it's disappointing. It's not a bad game. It's not a bad game.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. It's just I thought I would be blown away, and I'm not.
Yeah. No, the problem with this, the lock-on system is made more for like KH1 and KH2 types battles. KH3 that we've seen before and puts them on a grandiose level in terms of like boss largeness and like the amount of mobs you're seeing. So instead of like a mob of like maybe 4 or 5, like 6 enemies from KH2, you're seeing like mobs of like 20, and you're just like, yo, locking on to one does not work because they're flying left and right. Like
your camera pans into on him, and you lose all perspective of where you are in that certain battle. See, Bakumi, this is the thing. That's why I'm saying it feels like a PlayStation 2 game. Right there. Like, I might enjoy that, but for 2019 standards, nah, man.
Yeah.
Like, if you really think about it, the type of combat we should be used to in Kingdom Hearts 3 should be like Arkham City with a Keyblade.
That's disgusting, and I like the idea of that.
Like, you should be able to counter people and like do chains and like hit one guy, go to the other guy, do a combo to him, and keep a chain going. But they, I mean, I don't know, man.
I'm okay with the battle system, but at the same time, I see where you're going with that. That is nice, but oh man,
it just doesn't feel like a 2019 game. It just doesn't.
Also, Keyblade transformations are kind of like, how do I explain it? So, if you think back to Kingdom Hearts 2 and 1, the base combos were pretty solid. Like Kingdom Hearts 2, you could survive off of base combos. You can't really do that in this game. Like, the whole point of base combos in Kingdom Hearts 3 is just to get you to a form change. And some people can argue that with Kingdom Hearts 2, but dry forms took a lot longer to like convert as opposed to like this game. You smack somebody like a few times, you turn into a form. You use the finisher for the form. Your whole point of my base combos get me back into the form I need. That's pretty much it. And that archetype isn't all that great. Like I still think Keyblade transformations are lit, but as for a battle system overarching itself, it's kind of meh. Like me and Ish were talking about this. You know how the first form you get is second form. Like Jake, think about that. Kingdom Hearts 2 base combos were so good they made a form for it.
Yeah,
that's mind blowing. Like what? Like,
Yeah. I think they just bit off a lot more than they can chew, man, and then really improving the stuff they should have improved on.
I feel like this game is really good for newcomers. Me and Vincent both have that.
Okay. So I was the only person to feel like,
100%.
I feel like I'm being 100% babied right now.
Yeah, that's it. This game is beautiful for Disney. Was like, oh, how do we get our name out with this game that no one's really played for the last 13 years? Oh, let's make it really user friendly and very easy. Then people will love it and want to be interested. While we can sprinkle some story aspect. I guess we can appease them. That's what Kingdom Hearts 3 is.
And what you're telling me is we don't get a resolution.
We do. It's let me put it like this. Jake, you jumped into this game. You want to get like your feet wet. You want to get to the story, like what's going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
You get that until after you get past all 8 Disney worlds.
What?
Like you finish the world, you saw a little bit of the organization, right? Like you saw them, monologuing, like kind of vague stuff, right? You're like, oh, things are progressing, right? That's nothing compared to what happens in the final world. And but just everything that happens where you're supposed to actually fight the 13, my guy, you thought you were getting little story like tidbits there. Everything, they dropped everything in that final worlds, bro. Like it's crazy. Like I thought it wasn't an issue when I was playing through the game until I started playing. Like once you start that last encounter with Xehanort and stuff like that, you don't want to stop. Those last 5 hours, you get everything. I'm telling you. So yeah, block out your day for that, by the way.
So wait, so what you're telling me is I'm going to be going throughout these 8 Disney worlds, and I'm not going to get any information necessarily.
They're going to kiss the tip multiple times. And then when you finally get to of course, I'm assuming where like one of the final battles takes place in the graveyard, right?
Yeah.
So
the Keyblade graveyard. Yeah.
So when you get to the Keyblade graveyard, it's like they went from kissing the tip to like they brought out 2 extra people and just deep throat. And you're just like, what is going on? That's what happened. Yeah. They just go full force from there.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like the story pacing in this game,
oh my god,
is really not that great, like at all.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so you get through this, and we're like, oh, organization member, what are you doing? Oh, I'm doing this vague thing in this world. Okay, and you'll find out later. Bye. I'm like, okay. And then the Keyblade graveyard, they just milk you the fuck dry. It's kind of great going through it the first time, but after y'all could have spread some of this out. Well, no, correction. The way this game has been set up, they couldn't really spread out what happens in the Keyblade graveyard just because the whole time we've been building up to like versus the 13, But they could have done some other things other than that. Like, here's a good example. You know how they're trying to get Aqua back, right?
Yes.
Guess when that fight happens?
Please don't tell me towards the end.
It's towards the end. Like, you would expect that fight to happen mid-game, Like, a little mid-game from a darkness. Let's go get Aqua back, right?
It takes Mickey and Riku the whole freaking game to save her.
To even get to the point where they're like, oh, yeah, basically. And I'm just like, they could have made that like, if they had just taken that fight and put it mid-game, and then they'd be like, oh, well, after that, let her rest, that'd be cool with me. But no, literally Aqua is MIA until like the last few hours of the game. And you're just like, okay. Like, at that point, they shouldn't have even teased it. I don't know, dude. Like, the story pacing is so bad. Like, I can tell you right now, again, if you're watching the trailers, like, what's a good estimate number? Final Battle trailer. All of it's like at Final Battle, right? So you're seeing that at the end. Everything that's mostly pertinent to the story at the end. That's pretty much it.
Hey, you was hype at the end of that game now.
Oh yeah, I was. Don't get me wrong, bro. I cannot imagine how hyped the end of the game would have been if they didn't show any of this in the trailers. I would have been screaming, like Joker reveal screaming. Oh my goodness! But
You just scream, you almost died.
I mean, that's a fair statement. I really did almost die that night. That was pretty great, though.
Okay, this is the end of this episode. I'm depressed.
I'm sorry, Jake. I just gotta keep real with you. Just look
13 years, man. 13 years.
Like, it's the weirdest game that I've enjoyed but don't enjoy.
It's a
Because, like, stop, Ron. I heard that 2020 reference. My guy.
Tell you,
it's a no.
Because 2020 might have been a game.
No, I doubt it at that point in time to fix that. But like, this game is weird because I'll pop it into my PS4 and I'm just like, oh, I'm like Kingdom Hearts 3. And I'm like, oh yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3, that happened. But it's still fun to play. So I'm very conflicted about it still, to be honest. Like 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10 is a good rating for it, in my opinion. Some people rate it lower, and I can't blame them for it because, like, it dropped the ball in so many areas that it should not have.
Yeah.
I'm still glad I got the PS4 though, but yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys. If y'all have to shout out anything, please do it. I'm depressed.
Oh, that wasn't my intention.
Shout out to Capcom and Resident Evil 2, because if you're gonna remake a game, that's how you do it.
And this is for allusion to our next podcast when Jake's done with the game. Shout out to Nomura for being petty. I'll just leave it at that.
Shout out to Reggie.
Oh yeah. Reggie.
There's some rough times there, Reggie. Wii U wasn't looking good. I can say that I think personally you left the company better than when you found it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, job well done. Thank you.
We're gonna miss you, man. Enjoy your family time, you know?
Yeah. Gonna miss those awkward Nintendo Directs.
His body was always ready, please.
But hey, man. Things change. Things change. Thank you.
All right, guys. That was episode 7, I think, of RNVP. Like, subscribe, share, comment. About to go play his Kingdom Hearts.
No, you're not. We gotta do the sports podcast. Stupid.
Derek, you're funny.
Stupid.
All right, guys. Peace.
Peace.
Later.